Let's see. Long legs, hello. Over on the tube, hello, hello. Welcome in, guys. Oh, Matt, I see you there. Welcome in, guys. Hey, tap that screen. How about with the live goal? Let's get things rocking and rolling, okay? Welcome in, guys. Tap that screen. How about with the live goal? Appreciate you doing all the good things. We're going to get started here shortly. Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hello? Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump? No. Fuck Trump.
All right. Appreciate that. Just looking for Trump voters, though. Thank you. Guys, tap that screen. How about with the live goal? Appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you. Peacekeeper, there's no echo. You just heard the person on the phone had the stream open at the same time. Guys, let's hit that live goal one more time. I'm going to pop that back up. And then we're going to get started here. All right, let's see here. I do know ball. That is correct. That is correct. All right. Let's see. Guys, before we get started with debates tonight, we are going to talk one more time to our friend Matt Gromlich from Louisiana's 4th, running the primary. Matt, hello, friend. How are you? How are you doing? How are you holding up?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing all right. We are glad to have you on, mainly because wanted to have a chat about what is going on in Louisiana right now. Real quick, maybe you could let us know what's happening, what's going on down there, and what should we be letting everyone know about what's happening.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on. It's awesome. It is crazy and chaotic in Louisiana, and that is on purpose. So, what has happened in a nutshell is the Supreme Court made a decision on our electoral map, our House rep map, and they said that it was unconstitutional. They have recently, as of last night, this morning, my days are running together, have expedited that decision to remand it back to the state to say, hey, if you all want to do something about it, you have the opportunity to do so. And our governor has taken that and decided to cancel, postpone. There's some question on exactly what's going to happen with the House races. There's some lawsuits that are involved. It's just a mess, truly. So that's kind of where we are.
It certainly seems like it. So at this point in time, it's safe to so then the May 16th date is now off the table, correct?
So this is why, like, again, thank you for having me. There's so much confusion, chaos, and uncertainty. And basically, what the governor's executive order, based on this state of emergency, said is that only the House races are suspended, postponed. The rest of the races that were on the ballot are still happening, 100%, no questions about them. So that's Senate, that's the 5 amendments in Louisiana, that's a Public Service Commission, that's the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education, that's any district judges. All of those, there's no question, there's no legal, any lawsuit or litigation. All of those 100% are happening. And people think that they're not because the wording that people are using, including reputable news organizations, is that the entire primary has been canceled.
So that's why people like Bill Cassidy are pissed off, right?
Correct.
Okay, that yes. Makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, his election is still happening.
But he's sitting there because I've seen some quotes from him, and he's like, "What the fuck? This isn't great." Like he's like, "I don't like this because people don't know what's going on." So even some of the Republicans in your state are like, they're not thrilled with these developments.
Well, Bill Cassidy's definitely not thrilled because the point of implementing a closed primary was to get Cassidy out of office because he voted to impeach Trump. That was the entire reason why they switched to closed primaries, and they were going to switch back to the jungle primary anyway. So,
see,
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. So I guess you don't really know where things are. So like where do things stand in terms of like, are you guys doing a legal challenge or what's the status basically as of tonight, Tuesday night, May 5th?
Right. I feel like we have to caveat everything with it's Tuesday night, May 5th, 9:10 p.m. Central Time, because things change so frequently. What we know for certain is that the midterm or the primary is still happening for all of those other races. As far as the House race is concerned, currently the executive order says that those races will not count. However, our names are still on the ballot. So when you go into the voting booth, it has our names still in the districts that we qualified for. And there's just a little sign that they posted to the door and said, if you vote for them, they won't count. That's not entirely true because we do have litigation. So there, as far as I know, four lawsuits that have been filed, two in federal courts, two in state courts. I joined one of the ones with other candidates, including Cleo Fields, including a bunch of other Democratic candidates who are running in this election, in this primary, and ours is in federal court. And there is a potential that our lawsuit, which is a TRO, temporary restraining order, would basically halt Jeff Landry, our governor's executive order. And then, in theory, all of these ballots that were cast could retroactively count, and we could have a result in these primaries on May 16th.
Weird. That would
Mm-hmm.
be really interesting. Um, if that happened. Okay. I mean, yeah. Very very strange, Matt. Weird stuff. Um, yeah. Well, I mean, is there anything? Basically, um, I guess is there anything you want to let people know? I mean, what's the main takeaway that we want to try to get out in terms of the message for folks who want to help or who want to get the word out for you? What should we be looking at?
The main takeaway, what we're telling everybody is vote. There is a primary that is still happening. The House seats are on the ballot when you go in to vote. They may or may not count. We don't know. That's subject to the litigation and the outcomes of those proceedings, which will continue in perpetuity, I'm sure, for a long time. But at the moment, you have to vote. There are so many items on the ballot, including the five amendments that we need to vote for. And encourage every single person that you know in Louisiana to get out and to vote, no matter what side of the aisle they're on, or if they're independent slash now no party. Everybody should have their voice heard, and especially on these amendments and on your local races. So regardless of what will happen in the House race, we need every single person to vote.
Okay. Cool. Nemo, did you have anything? You have any questions or anything you wanted to add to? No, you're muted, friend. Sorry.
Whoop, sorry about that. I guess this wouldn't affect like any type of party registration because I know that that coincided with this as well. Like, there's a lot of changes in Louisiana going on all at the same time right now.
Yeah. So as far as registration, the registration date for this primary did close April, I believe, 15th or 25th, depending on if you were in person or online. So the registration for this primary has closed. If they're going to push our race back to another point, then there will be more opportunity to register. But registration is closed for this specific primary. But in Louisiana, it's a semi-closed primary. I think we talked about that last time. So Republican, you get a Republican ballot. Democrat, you get a Democratic ballot. But if you're no party, formerly independent, then you can choose which ballot you want to vote on, or if you just want to vote on the five amendments.
Um, and remind me, what is Louisiana's policy for absentee? Is it no questions asked, or do you have to provide a reason?
You have to provide a reason. The absentee ballots, and this is the basis of our lawsuit, the absentee ballots were sent out about a month ago. And by the time Governor Landry made his emergency declaration suspending the elections or postponing the elections, uh, at least 4,000, and then I'm hearing upwards of 42,000 absentee ballots had already been returned to the Secretary of State's office. So what is happening and what we're stating in our lawsuit is that he stopped an election already in progress because those ballots had been returned and received.
Ah, got it.
Good point.
Very good point. Very good point. Excellent. Um, well, I mean, guys, I would encourage all of you to do whatever you can to support Matt, and to get the word out. Let's get some reposts going, and whatever we can do to offer support and get the word out about what is happening in Louisiana, so that so that there is less confusion, because obviously there is clearly a large amount of confusion on the ground. Clearly, as intended, they definitely want that to be the case, and so as information comes, or if there's anything else that we can that obviously that we can help pass along, we would be we'd be happy to happy to do so if we can. So
Thank you. Yeah, I've been making update videos, so check out my TikTok or any of my socials. We're posting as often as we can anytime that there is a new update. And sometimes that's every few hours. Just really depends on the information that we're getting, but we're trying to be a source of factual and complete, or as complete as possible, information for people in Louisiana who have any questions around voting and what's happening. So check that out, please.
yeah, absolutely, friend. Guys, if you're not already following Matt, drop him a follow and keep up with this issue, and let's just make sure that that we're supporting as many people as we can who are running on progressive policies and are doing their best to push to push whatever they can, in terms of getting the right people in the right places, even if it feels like it's going to be a long shot. We've seen some races go in the other way, and so let's not just go like, oh well, it's Louisiana, oh well, it's it's Mike Johnson's, that these things, we're proving that these things aren't mattering as much. Okay, so I would say that you guys need to follow Matt, follow what's going on, and let's put our money where our mouth is, and let's offer our support. So, Matt, keep us up to date, please, and let us know what's going on so that we can get the vote out. Okay.
Cool. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you, friend. Good luck, and we'll be following along. Okay, man.
Great. Thank you.
Take care, bud. Bye. W's for our friend Matt. Best of luck. Best of luck to you, bud. Best of luck. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Nemo and I are glad that you're here hanging out with us. We are absolutely thrilled. Looks like we've got someone who would like to talk to us. So let's see who this is. Thank you for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I absolutely did.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
50, New York.
Okay. Why do you still support Donald Trump?
He's been doing a phenomenal job on securing the border. He's dealt with Venezuela and Iran. Cuba's up next.
So you like the idea of America being the world police?
I think nobody's dealt with Iran in the last 50 years, and we finally have dealt with Iran.
Okay, so are you cool with America being the world police?
I think Iran has been at war with everybody for the last 50 years.
Can you answer my question? We can talk about it.
Took care of them.
We can talk about Iran in a second. If you could just please directly answer my question. Are you fine with America being the world police?
I'm fine with dealing with Iran, which is what I was just talking about. Not the world police, but Iran specifically.
Are you a politician?
Iran specifically.
Dude, are you a politician right now? You're a politician?
Am I a politician? No, but we're in a debate, correct?
Okay, cool. Why are you answering questions like one?
You asked me a specific question. I'm giving you a specific answer.
You're giving a non-specific.
No, I don't think we should be the world police.
To a question
yes,
I did not ask.
We dealt with Iran. Nobody else.
Okay, cool. World police, yes or no?
No. I said no.
Okay, cool.
You want to hear no again?
Why would we involve ourselves in Venezuela, Iran, and soon Cuba, according to you? Also, not to mention Ecuador.
Because everybody
Syria,
else, they're a bunch of
Gaza.
Cowards. All these other countries are cowards, and they won't
So
deal
what
with
you're saying
it
is you're
properly,
okay
so
with world police?
I'm okay in these specific situations, absolutely.
These specific situations, that's like 7 countries.
Do you understand what took place in Iran? Do you understand that Iran was a normal place
Yes.
at one point?
Do you understand that still makes us the world police? And I mean, I don't think that anyone signed up
So
for that.
are you okay with Iran just being at war with everybody and then possibly nuking
At
places?
war with everybody?
Are you cool with
Please
that?
explain to me how they're
They've been
war
at
with
war.
everybody.
They're bombing their neighborhood countries that they're not even at war
Their
with.
neighborhood countries? Like what?
Yes. Like the countries adjacent to them, they've been sending bombs into. Are you not aware of that?
Since Israel and America started bombing them? Yeah, you're right. Do you know what parts of those countries they're bombing?
Iran
The
was
parts
a normal
with
place.
American
It was
bases.
taken over by extremists. It was taken over by extremists that represent 2% of the country.
I mean, I can say the same thing about this. I can say the same thing about this country as it pertains to Christian nationalists.
Explain to me what Iran was 48 years ago. Was it a normal place?
48 years ago?
Where you could go to? Yeah, 48 years ago, before the extremists took over. Before a bunch of students took over the U.S. Embassy. Are you aware of that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are extremistic students took over the embassy.
Were you going to let me answer, or are you just going to rant?
I don't think you're even aware of it.
I promise you I know more about this than you do.
Oh, sure you do. Yeah, sure you do.
Okay, please tell me the name of the operation that removed the democratically elected leader in 1953?
It was 1965, actually. You're talking about 1965.
Wrong. 1953. What's the name of the operation? You don't even know.
No, you're talking about two different operations. You're talking about an operation that took place in 1953. There was also another operation that took place in 1965.
You're stalling. Stop stalling.
No. You're talking about two different operations.
You're trying to look it up.
You're stalling.
Stop stalling.
I'm not looking up anything.
Well, then,
I'm not looking up anything.
Then just say
I don't need
know.
to.
Then just say you don't know it.
You're talking about two different operations.
Just
I'm trying to figure out which one you're talking about.
Give me the operation name.
He's talking about.
We already said 1953 multiple times. Now you've stalled enough.
No, you just said 1963.
No,
you just said 1963.
No, we said 1953
yeah,
multiple
you're
times.
Full of shit.
No, now you're stalling.
You're stalling.
You're stalling. You're embarrassing yourself.
I said 1953.
And I said 1953 as well.
If you were talking about,
so you know what?
If you think that there are two different operations and you know the names of them, then you would be able to provide the names of them.
I don't need to get tag team.
Can you shut the fuck up?
I mean, I'm sorry, dude.
We're talking about when the communists were going to take over, right? And everybody would have been speaking Russia if that didn't take place. I know. I'm very aware of this.
What the fuck are you talking
about? I know
about?
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about when we funded Iran to keep them from being taken over by Russia.
What?
You're talking about in 1953, 1954, when the CIA was funded Iran so that they wouldn't get taken over by
funded
Russia.
Iran? No, we did a coup, dumbass.
We literally cooed. We literally cooed their democratically
and
elected.
Why was that? And the whole reason why was that?
Because we wanted to.
Because we didn't want everybody to be speaking Russia in Europe.
If you're going to ask a question,
they would have all been speaking.
You have to stop talking. If you ask a question, stop talking.
I'm not
you asked a question.
I'm answering the question.
All right. Well, then, if you're going to ask questions and then answer questions, we'll just hang up. Well, cool. Then just go talk to a wall if you want to ask questions and answer questions yourself.
You don't think I understand?
If you're going to
ask
questions,
I'm starting to think.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, also the way that he was describing the Iran thing, he may have been thinking of Afghanistan. I'm starting to think that he was thinking of Afghanistan.
There was nominally no Russian involvement in Iran in 1953. Like that was not a thing. It's super well documented and super fucking clear. Guys, we know the times that we went in against Russia. It's really fucking obvious and really fucking clear. Like, this isn't some great big mystery or some big secret. We know all these times. That wasn't one of those times. We just wanted to make sure that their oil didn't get nationalized. It was economic reasons, pure, plain and simple. Guys, if you're going to call up and talk to us, or you're going to get in the request box and talk to us, you can't just talk and talk and talk and talk. If you're going to ask a question and then answer it yourself, again, go talk to a wall. That's fine. But we're here to talk with you.
For anyone that's curious, the name of the operation that we were looking for was Operation Ajax. That's when the CIA and the Brits couped Iran. Iran had democratically elected a leader who wanted to nationalize Iranian oil, and the Brits and the Americans did not want that. So we couped them. We removed their democratically elected leader. We installed the Shah.
It's almost like every single time that we've done something like this, it's never worked.
It also gets better. So, in addition to us installing the Shah, who was definitely not a good dude, I mean, there was some, I guess, liberalization of Iran in the wake of the Shah. So you can point to that. That absolutely is true. But the Shah was not a good person. Also, it gets better because I know that people are like to fearmonger about Iran and nukes, right? Like, oh my God, Iran, you're gonna have nukes. We can't let them have nukes. Guess who gave them nuclear material willingly? Gave them material, gave them centrifuges, gave them training. Guess who gave it to them? It wasn't Russia. It was us. Dwight D. Eisenhower, Atoms for Peace.
Atoms for Peace. And by the way, just to really put a real fine fucking point on this, I really, really, really encourage you guys. I just strongly encourage you guys to go ahead and to look into this and see if the Soviets had any true influence in this. Like, the lack thereof, based on that guy's argument, is embarrassing. It's just, it is a red herring. Throwing out communism and saying that that's why in any real and meaningful way is absurd. And by the way, even after, okay, and I just want to point something out. Even after the overthrow in 1953, the Soviets still kept up a mild, like, socialist party in Iran. Like, they still had people in Iran. Like, this wasn't a thing to get rid of them. If it was, that's what we would have done, but we didn't. It's such a dumb argument. I really hate that one.
Also, I think that Iranians are way too fucking proud to be speaking Russian. I don't think that you could Russify Iran genuinely. Like,
no.
Iran has existed in some way, shape, or form, depending on how you want to count, for thousands of years. It predates Russia. I sincerely doubt that they are going to submit to Russification.
It's just not going to happen. Once again, guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, if you still support Donald Trump, hop in the box. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a chat. So yeah, let's go. Come on in. And if you're over on the Tube or on Twitch, all you need to do is you can call the number, just like that last person did. Our phone line is currently open. We have no guests up in the box over here on TikTok, and we have no one on the phone line. So now would be the time to come on up and have a chat with us. If you're down in the TikTok live chat and I see you're talking about Donald Trump or putting things down there, request up. We know that you're afraid to come and talk with us, but it won't be that bad.
Oh my God, Ben, you just have consistently wrong opinions. Oh my God. You said that the Russians gave them nuclear nukes. No, no, we did. We gave them nuclear material. We gave them training. Ben, you also said that the Romans, what was it? Every people that they came into, they conquered. They didn't conquer Persia. Persia was called the Parthian Empire. They did not conquer them. In fact, that was one of the empires that the Romans were like, yeah, we're just going to stay the fuck away from them.
We don't want any of that smoke. We're good. No, thank you. No thanks. But thanks, we're good. And Ben says no one's afraid of you. Ben, you've been sitting here since the live started for 30 minutes. And you've been doing nothing but chirping away and not coming up. I think you might be afraid. Comanche, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did not. I wanted to thank you guys so much for everything that you do. Just from listening to you guys on speaker, you actually converted my MAGA neighbors. So I just wanted to tell you everything you're doing is great. Thank you so much for everything that you do. The world needs more people speaking the truth. So thank you so much.
Thank you, friend. We appreciate that. Hope you have a good one. Anyways, hello, MAGA. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Twice.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
22 in Missouri.
Then you didn't vote for Donald Trump twice.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Voted for him in a student election that we had in my high school.
Yeah?
Voted for him in the
Is that how that works?
election in 2025.
2025? There was an election?
2024, sorry.
Whoops.
Oh, boy.
But yes, I voted for Trump.
Sure you did.
All right, buddy. Whatever you
How do you
say.
feel about Cuba?
Anyways, why do you still support Donald
down
Trump?
there?
I'm sorry, I asked you a question. Why do you still
I'm
support
going to ask the fascist.
Why do you still support Donald Trump?
He's ending a 45-year war in Iran, destroying their nuclear capabilities.
Though he's not doing either of those things because, number one, we have not been in a 45-year war with Iran. That's number
proxy
one.
wars.
I'm so sorry. I was in the middle of a sentence. Don't interrupt me again. Number one, we haven't been in a 45-year war with Iran. So starting there, that's absurd. And no, we haven't been in a proxy war with them either. That's not what that is. Don't interrupt me again. Don't come off mute until I'm done talking. Be a good boy. Also, to say that we did anything that would affect their nuclear capabilities is absurd because the Director of National Intelligence already said that last year in June, under Operation Midnight Hammer, we obliterated their nuclear capabilities and Iran was not making any steps towards rebuilding them. So, nope, that's not what happened with this war. So none of those things. So none of those things were happening. So why don't you respond to what I just said?
Qatar.
Why don't you respond to what I? Yes. Why don't instead of interrupting me multiple times? Why don't you respond to what I just said, kiddo?
So the Qatar and the UAE has actually confirmed that Iran had nuclear capabilities.
No, they haven't.
When they went on the Assad side.
Great. What's your source? Where's your source for that?
United Nations has labeled Iran a terrorist organization.
No, I'm sorry. Where's your source that they had nuclear weapons? What's your source?
The consent is 13 in Iran.
Where is your source that they have nuclear weapons? And no, that's not true.
I want to ask Bimbo down.
I am asking you a question. Can you engage, or are you just too fucking brain cells short of a trifecta?
IAEA.
The IAEA never said that Iran had nuclear capabilities. You're wrong.
They had 60% enriched.
That's not having nuclear capabilities. Wrong. Try again. God, you are fucking dumb, aren't you? Where is the source that Iran had nuclear capabilities? And it's not the IAEA.
Iran has literally said they have nuclear capabilities, and they said if once they acquire it, they're going to bomb the United States.
No, they didn't.
So Kalamani didn't say that? Death to America?
When did they say they were going to bomb the United States?
They said death to America.
Death to America doesn't mean that they're going to send a nuclear bomb to the United States. I would explain to you what death to America means, but you're too fucking stupid, and I don't want to waste my valuable time on you.
You're delusional, white.
I'm not delusional. You don't understand what I'm talking about.
Kill all boomers. Kill all boomers like yourself. Kill them all. They're all fucking damn leech.
Do you guys hear that? This is MAGA right now, you guys. They're so fucking stupid and they're so fucking violent. I'm really glad though. I am gonna clip this. I am gonna clip this though when I make the compilation and I prove to the leftists that you guys are the violent ones. Thanks though. Anyways, hi. Thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
38, Massachusetts.
Okay. Why do you still support Donald Trump?
Because I think Trump is wonderful. I think he's one of the greatest presidents of all time.
That's not really a reason. Maybe you could be a little more specific.
I think that his policies are going to kind of straighten out the country over time, and I think this kicking all the illegals out of the country is a fantastic idea.
Why?
I don't know, because they take up too much of the.
You don't know.
They drive on the road. They take up too much space. So? It's just getting annoying. I don't have any.
They
space
take up
to move
too
around
much space. How did they take up too much space?
I don't know. They're driving in the road. They're all over the place.
Know?
I can't even drive.
This is
in
the
my
second
lane.
time that you said that you don't know why.
I'm being somewhat facetious.
Do you know,
but
or
they
do
like
you
to
not
drive
know?
in my lane as I'm driving. It's kind of annoying.
No, they don't.
Oh,
you live
okay.
in.
Well, it sounds like a
don't.
personal problem.
You live in Massachusetts. No, they don't. Shut the fuck up.
They're always in my way, dude. Always.
Shut the fuck up. You live in Massachusetts.
They don't even
just
know
like
how to
me.
use a turn signal.
Shut the fuck up. You don't know how to use a turn signal, dick.
Yes, I do.
Pretty sure that I think that the
The
source of the
fuck
problem
outta
is not that it's not that people are here illegally. It's that Massachusetts has fucking terrible
no,
roads.
that is the problem.
Have you seen the road situation in Massachusetts? Like,
yeah,
oh dear
blame the
God,
Democrat
a grid
politician.
system? What is that?
Do you know? Can I just? By the way, can I just tell you, caller? Do you know how many total undocumented people there are in the state of Massachusetts? Do you know? Do you even have
798 million?
Dude, are you just
thousand? Sorry,
wrong.
How many are there? I'm sure you have the factual statistics somewhere.
Around 97,000.
I thought that's way more than I even thought. Holy crap! We need to definitely get them the hell out of here.
What's the population?
That's a lot of illegal
What's the
people.
population of Massachusetts, you idiot?
I don't know, 7.3 million, 5 million, something like that.
7.15 million. And by the way, that's actually gone up since 2024. We know that our population has increased. That's the 2024 number, but we know that the population has increased. But we'll go with the 2024
so
number.
So as the insurance
so
rate
hold on.
because of the illegal.
So hold on, Bubs. Hold on. So if we do those numbers, and just so we can get a clear percentage, okay? Because I think that math ain't your strong suit, and I'm gonna help you out,
no,
here,
I'm
Chief.
stupid.
I recognize that. That's okay. I'm gonna help you out. Anyways, that would be just so we're clear, solidly less than 1% of the population, right?
What, 97,000 as opposed to 7.1
million? That's
actually closer to 4 or 5%.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No,
1%
it's not.
of
It's
7.1 would be 700,000. 70,000. I'm sorry.
It's 1.
Yeah, 1.8.
I just said it's just above 1%. It's 1.3%.
Okay.
It's not 3 or 4%.
It feels like it. Holy shit.
I don't really care about your dumb anecdotal stories. The odds of you even running into an undocumented person in Massachusetts is 1.3%.
That's higher than it should be. It should be 0.1%.
No, it shouldn't. That's literally impossible because you do realize that undocumented people can also include people that are here legally.
Legally.
Yeah.
Of course it could.
So why would it be 0.01%? That wouldn't make any sense.
Because just because they apply for asylum, TPS, yada, 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 doesn't mean they should be here.
Are people who are here on vacation documented?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
They should be, because they
Are
need a
you
passport
sure
to get
about
to the
that?
country, don't they?
They're not documented, you moron. Holy shit.
They're on
people
vacation
here,
in this country, right?
People who are here on vacation don't count as documented. They're undocumented.
They're documented in the immigration system because they have
That's
to come
not
here
what
with a
that
passport.
means, you fucking moron.
Are you talking about living here or vacationing here?
Bud,
from another
I
country?
am talking about undocumented people. Total. There are 97,000 total, including all of those people, tourists, asylum seekers, refugees. Those people are all here legally. So the 97,000 people, they're not even all here illegally like you think in your head. That
Can I
number
ask you a
is even
question?
lower than what you think. No, you can't.
Why-
No, you
well, I'm
can't.
gonna tell
No,
I'm
you
gonna
can't.
tell
I
you
want you to
something
listen
according
to
ICE.
no. I want you to listen to what I just
you need
said.
the facts.
I want you to
$97,000 is
listen.
wrong.
I want you to listen to what I just said, and I want you to acknowledge it. I want you to listen to what I just said, and I want you to acknowledge that all of those people aren't here illegally. Do you understand that or no?
Yes, I understand that.
Good job. So it doesn't actually matter. So what you're doing is you're making a problem up that doesn't actually happen. In fact, it would be better if we had more of them here. Because if we had more of them here, we could have cheaper labor probably.
I don't want that.
You do want that, because if
No,
you
I
had
don't.
that, yes, you do, because you
Cheaper
don't
labor
understand.
depresses wages, dude.
No, it doesn't. Oh my
Of course
God!
it does.
You want me to help you out here? Do you want me to help you
Cheaper
out?
labor is literally the definition of lowering
Hey,
wages.
hey,
Are you
hey,
kidding me?
Bub. Hey, Bud. Have you ever been to Texas? Have you ever been to Florida?
I've been to Florida, sure.
Cool. When you eat at a restaurant there, is it cheaper?
No. It's definitely not cheaper than up in Massachusetts. That's for damn sure.
Are you really gonna? Are you
Not even
really?
close.
Are you really going to
Dude, I
sit
just-
here? Are you really going
Yeah.
to sit here and tell me that eating most of the time at a restaurant in Florida isn't cheaper than eating at a restaurant in Massachusetts? You fucking liar!
1,000% not cheaper. I'm dead ass serious. I am not kidding.
He's
I've been to
only
Florida. I
visiting
can't tell
Miami.
you.
Where have you visited in Florida? Go.
Fort Lauderdale,
Downtown
Boca.
Miami.
Well, Boca's expensive, but
Fort Lauderdale and
Miami-
Fort
Boca
Lauderdale,
and Miami.
bullshit.
Okay, there you go. That's it. You're just full of shit.
Delray Beach, Daytona. Obviously, Orlando's super expensive, but that doesn't really count.
You
That's a touristy
literally don't know. You want to see here? I'll pull it up. Pull it up
Okay.
for you because here we go versus Massachusetts. Here.
By the way, there's 393 illegals in Massachusetts. Your math is way off.
No, my math isn't
According
off.
to
That's
according to
according
the FAIR
to-
report from 2023.
That's according.
393 illegal immigrants.
Nemo, do you
in
want to
this
tell
state.
our friend about FAIR? And by the way, the number that
Yeah.
I got was a previous CBP estimate, not from FAIR.
From what year? From what year?
From 2024. Now, Nemo, why don't you tell our friend about FAIR?
Yeah. So, do you know anything about FAIR? That's a
Probably
yes or
not
no.
enough to have an intelligent conversation. No.
Oh, okay. You just cite their stuff without knowing anything about them. Okay, cool. So, FAIR, which is the Federation for American Immigration Reform. Okay, FAIR. It's a nonprofit anti-immigration organization. And here's the key part. The Southern Poverty Law Center classifies FAIR as a hate group with ties to white
I don't believe
supremacist
them.
organizations.
Don't use them as an example, please. They're fraudsters. I'm good.
Oh, according to
I
who?
don't. According to all these reports coming out, all the shit that they want to.
All these
I'm good
reports
with
from
SBL.
who?
I don't know. The fucking.
You
Government,
don't know? God damn,
DOJ.
man. How many things do you not know? Every time I ask you a question, you start by saying, I don't know.
According to the indictments against them for making
You
false.
want to see how fast that shit's going to get thrown out? I promise you that it's not what you think it is. Anyway, so that's fine if you're going to play the no. Okay, fine. Center for Immigration Studies, also related to FAIR, because the same person who founded FAIR founded the Center for Immigration Studies.
Okay.
That person's name is John Tanton. John Tanton is a known white supremacist and eugenicist. That's why.
Sorry?
John Tanton. Tanton. Are you looking that up right now?
Yeah, I wanna, because I never heard the name before. I'm curious. 2019 he died?
2019.
So this John Tanton, Michigan ophthalmologist?
Yes.
Architect and godfather of the... So that, what you're talking
Keep
about
reading.
was created after he
Read
died?
out loud. Read out loud. Read out loud.
Keep reading.
Okay, he's a modern anti-immigration
Not to yourself,
movement
out
in the United
loud.
States. He founded and provided the initial funding for the network of the country's most influential organizations dedicated to restricting immigration.
Huh.
Sure.
Keep reading.
He founded FAIR in 79. Okay.
Keep reading.
CIS established 85 as a think tank. Okay. So essentially, he was anti-immigration.
You're
sure.
skimming.
Because I like to get to the point. He was anti-immigration, sure.
Not anti-immigration. He's a white nationalist, you fuckwit.
It doesn't say that, but sure. Okay.
It literally
Whatever you wanna
does.
say.
It literally says that.
Tell me where you're reading.
I just Googled it, to be honest.
You just Googled it, so you're reading an AI overview from Google?
No, it does say the controversy due to his writings on eugenics and his correspondence with white nationalists. The
that little
SPLC
chestnut.
designated him as a...
Let me guess,
the
you were just
SPLC
skipping over that part,
designated
right?
him as a white nationalist.
You were just
Go figure.
skipping over that part, right?
No, I mean, if he was that type of
No,
I don't agree with people that think that way, but sure.
Oh.
Sure you do.
No, I know. I just said I don't. So
You were just citing data from organizations founded by them.
I was just reciting what I see, what I.
You were just
Googled here on my
reciting
phone.
data from organizations founded by eugenicists and white nationalists.
Okay, so
And then
why
you tried
would
to
you
tell me
cite-
they're not that because
You're citing data
Southern
from
Poverty
the
Law Center
SPLC that are
fraudsters.
racist.
Again, dude, you don't know dick about this subject. You need to just please read.
The
read
SPLC is
something.
racist, dude, and you're trying to like use them as
Now
your
you're
talking
turning this
point.
into something about the SPLC. Again, dude, you literally just told me with your own mouth, John Tanton, eugenicist, white nationalist, and you want to sit here and lecture me about racism.
I'm not lecturing anybody on racism.
You just said the SPLC was racist.
They use racism.
Okay, so again, this is you now trying to turn this into something about, oh, well, they're racist. Well, you just cited a fucking racist. You troglodyte.
No, you did, and I just recited what I read.
No,
through
hang
Google.
on, caller. Hey, caller, quick question
Sure.
for you.
Yep.
Can you cite what the SPLC did or said that would be racist?
They funded left and right groups that are based off of that have the quote unquote ideology.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. You just said something that isn't true. So nope, they didn't do that. So do you want to try again? Have you read the indictments, Bud? Because I don't think that you have.
I haven't read the indictments.
Oh, there it is. Because I think maybe that what you should do is read the indictments, because what you're going to find out is what they did was they paid
wire fraud, bank fraud, conspiracy to commit money laundering.
If you'll listen to me, I'll explain it to you. What they
Ku Klux
did.
Klan? Holy shit.
If you'll stop talking. This is the problem with the South Shore, by the way, for everyone else who's not from here, is that
South
they're fucking
Coast. It isn't the South Shore.
Yeah, whatever, South
Oh my
Shore.
God.
Whatever, South Shore. Anyways, they're all fucking morons like this fucking dipshit. Anyways, if you read the fucking indictment and you understood what actually happened, the Southern Poverty Law Center, what they did was they paid informants.
Leaders
they paid
of violent
informants.
extremist groups.
Bud,
Yes.
hey, Bud, no, they didn't pay leaders of violent extremist groups. They paid informants, and they got information back upon which they were able to build their cases. if what the Southern Poverty Law Center did was illegal and funding hate groups, then we have to shut down the entirety of the FBI, the CIA, and the United States Prosecutor's Office, because guess what? They do that shit every single goddamn day, because what they do is they pay informants to go ahead and infiltrate groups that they're a part of and bring back information. So if that's illegal and that's quote-unquote funding hate groups or supporting hate groups for paying informants for information, then we have to indict all of those people. We would also have to probably go back and indict every single U.S. prosecutor that went after the mob in the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s, because that's how we took down the fucking mob, you moron.
Well, the SPLC,
that's
you moron,
how we
is
took
a non-profit
down
group.
The
CIA is not.
SPLC. No, it's not.
They're a 501c. What are you talking? C3. What are you talking about?
C3.
They're a non-profit.
So it
oh my
doesn't.
God.
What are you talking
matter.
about, dude?
No, I'm saying
it doesn't matter
matter
if they're a nonprofit.
none of that matters.
Yes, it does, because what they used as their justification was false.
No, they didn't use any false justification.
Oh, boy.
Is the U.S. Prosecutor's
Oh, boy.
Office or the FBI a for-profit organization, you idiot?
Say that again?
Is the U.S. Prosecutor's Office or the FBI, are those for-profit organizations?
Technically, yes.
No, technically not at all. What the fuck are you talking about?
They get funding from taxpayers to operate.
They're
that doesn't
not.
make them profit.
That doesn't
What
make
the
them a.
fuck?
They're not a fucking for-profit business.
budget-
You idiot!
they-
Jesus Christ, dude! Will you shut the fuck up? You are making everyone from Massachusetts look fucking bad. Shut the fuck up! Holy shit!
Matt, I'm gonna have to. I'm starting to question that stat that you keep citing about #1 in education. Like, what is this? The Massachusetts special right now?
I'm questioning
No,
it
I'm
too
from
after
the South
talking
Coast,
from this
remember?
fucking dipshit from the South Shore. There's no such thing as the
Coast.
South Coast, you fucking moron. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ,
Why do you have
dude.
to yell? Why
Anyways,
so loud?
the SPLC, it doesn't matter what they were doing with it. They are allowed to pay informants. That's not illegal. Cite me the law that says it's illegal to pay informants to go in when you're trying to build a case against someone. Do it. Cite the law. Now. Cite it.
Why would you build a
Cite
case
the
against
law.
somebody if
I
you're
want
a
you to
nonprofit
cite the
organization?
law. Cite the law that they're breaking.
Bank fraud?
That's not the law that they're breaking. I said, how is it illegal to use an informant to go into an organization?
What you're actually trying to justify wire fraud.
This is what's happening,
Because
and
it
I'll
fits your
explain it to you.
agenda.
No, I'll explain it to you. What the government is trying to say is that there was wire fraud happening because the other thing that they were doing was illegal, but it's not. That's why, like Nemo said earlier, the entire case is going to fall apart. Any actual attorney, anyone in the federal prosecutor's office or in a federal defense attorney's office or anyone who knows anything about the law has already looked at this case and they're like, this shit is going to fall the fuck apart because there's nothing here. Just like Jim Comey's first indictment that fell apart, just like Letitia James's first indictment that fell apart. It's because these people are idiots, and the only thing that's happening is Donald Trump wants people to be indicted, and they're trying to indict them, but then once they get them indicted, there's nothing to back up the indictment. So yes, they could say that there was wire fraud based on the fact that it was something to do with
names.
I will try. I'm trying to explain this to you, but you really have to stop talking for me to explain it. They will They will say that there was wire fraud because you could say that there's wire fraud in pursuant of some other crime. That's where the wire fraud would come in. That's where it has to be. It's kind of like, oh, I don't know, business fraud in pursuant of another crime. That makes it a felony. Ever heard of that one before? Anyways, when that type of thing happens, you still have to prove the predicate crime underneath it. If you can't prove the predicate crime, which there was no actual crime being committed, because
According to you.
No, not according to me. I am asking
It
you.
hasn't been
No,
litigated
listen,
yet.
listen.
What are you talking about?
Listen.
It has
Shut
not
the
been
fuck up
litigated
and listen. Listen to the question I am asking you and then respond. Shut the
All right,
fuck
Chief.
up and listen.
Yes,
Shut the
sir.
fuck up.
All right, go. You done?
No, shut the fuck up and stop talking.
Yes, sir.
No, stop talking. Don't say another fucking word or I'll drop you.
Your voice cracked.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I have a sore throat. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, from all that yelling.
Shut the
All right,
fuck
go
up.
ahead.
Shut the fuck up and don't say another fucking word.
Ah, man, authoritarian.
Shut the fuck up and don't say another fucking word or I'll hang up on you. Good boy. Anyways, Anyways,
This is that type of dipshit that insists on having the last word.
Yep, 100%. So, the bottom line here is the question that I was asking him that he wouldn't stop fucking talking to listen for. And the question I already asked him, and caller, if you're listening, this is the question that I was asking you. What law did the Southern Poverty Law Center break that's the underlying crime? What law did they break that would constitute them being able to go after them for wire fraud? That's what I wanted to know. The problem is that there's nothing there. There is nothing underneath it. That's why this indictment isn't going to work. Everyone knows that. This is a fucking boondoggle top to bottom.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. Let's have a conversation. Yeah, so let's go. Hop in the box. Or if you're over on the tube, you can ring in. And let's have a chat. It'd be great. Just come on in. We had a couple of people who called in while that guy was up. Now is your chance. Now is your chance to pop in. So, pop in.
Yeah. Every state's got its white trash, so it's all right.
They exist here, okay? They exist. Fucking South Shore. Swear to God.
Also, thank you to fuck, hold on. Okay. Thank you, Krisha, for the cash app. He said, for the word russification. That's an actual word. In case anybody thought I was making that one up, no, that's a real word. That is a like a process that the Soviets would do whenever they would basically consume a country and add it to the USSR. It's called russification. Stalin did it. That was a common thing.
New Deal era. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump? Hello? New Deal era? That must have been a mistake.
And thank you, Tammy, for the memo. He said, please bring out Spicy Nemo. Well, getting previews.
Ben, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
What do you think?
I don't know. Did you?
You don't know. Well, try thinking.
I don't know, man. We talked to like so many fucking people. I'm just asking the simple question.
I know you're just overwhelmed. Everything's overwhelmed you.
Not really, dude. It's just a simple fucking question. You can just answer it or you can move the fuck
You're
on.
a fucking idiot.
No, dude, you are. And really, quite frankly, you could just have a normal fucking conversation like a regular person. But no, you just had to be a piece of shit, didn't you? That's like your MO, right? Oh, do you not know how to unmute, Grandpa? Wow, that sucks for you.
Oh, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass,
mother. You found it. Now you found the unmute button. Look at that. Good job. It only took you like a minute and a half. Oh, you had to slur. Oh no. Is that because you can't argue and you can't debate and because you're so fucking stupid you know you're going to get fucking dog walked by Nemo and I that you just had to come up here and slur because you knew that we would have to drop you because of TikTok? What a little pussy you are. Anyways, bye-bye, Benny. By the way, we do love the TikTok shop, like so much. The TikTok shop is absolutely the fucking best. Oh, Ben, thank you so much for popping back in the request box. Bye-bye.
If you or someone you know is dealing with cramps, consider X-Lax.
Tammy says, thank you, Tammy, on the Blue apps. Tammy says, sending this in advance because Ben is a very big douche.
Yeah.
Accurate. Thank you for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Hello. Thank you for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Oh, yes.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 33 in New York.
Okay. Why do you still support Donald Trump?
Well, he's one of the best presidents right now, and I feel sorry for the Democrats. You guys will have nobody that's going to run for the next presidency.
It's a weird answer. That's a weird answer to why do you support
No, it's not.
Donald Trump?
It's the real answer. It's a real and weird answer.
Friend, if you could just be a little bit more specific instead of speaking in broad platitudes. So what exactly is Donald Trump doing right now that you support?
Oh, the stock market is up. He's making peace around the world. A lot of jobs are available. The only reason that a lot of people don't want to get jobs is because they're used to the democratic ways. It's just collecting a check. And the SNAP benefits and everything, they're already doing a big investigation on it. There's over 100,000 people that are already dead, and they're still collecting SNAP benefits through their family members, friends, daughters, sons, or whatnot. It's a lot of things going on, and you know what? The truth is coming out. Minnesota is fucking took billions of dollars from us at the same time, and the fraud stops. The fraud is stopping, and everybody's going crazy. All the Democrats, are all going fucking nuts. All the politicians are going nuts, and you know what? The truth is coming out.
Oh God, he's getting emotional.
Nemo, the truth is coming out.
You okay, man?
The truth is out.
Oh fuck, he's getting loud again. Oh shit,
coming out. Yeah.
Oh man, are you okay?
Yeah, Ilham Omar, that's your girl, right? You still support her? Ilham Omar. Oh, you still support her? Yeah, she was a millionaire overnight. She's a thousandaire. I only have $10,000.
Husband's a millionaire.
$100,000. Yeah.
Her husband's a millionaire, dumbass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How come overnight? They were millionaires, and now they're thousandaires. Overnight.
Her husband.
The accountant made a mistake, dumbass.
The accountant made a
You
mistake.
fucking believe that shit?
Dude,
you fucking believe that shit, man? You gonna protect her? Oh
You're-
yeah,
you're-
the accountant.
I'm gonna protect her.
The
What the fuck
accountant
do
made
you
a
think
mistake.
I am?
They said it's a millionaire, and all of a sudden, oh no, she's a
What
thousandaire.
kind of weird ass line of questioning is this? Are you okay, dude?
Deflection time. Deflection time. Go
Deflection
ahead,
time.
Mo.
You started
Go ahead.
talking about Ilhan Omar. You were asked about Donald Trump. Don't talk to me about deflection, you fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, you're talking about deflection right now. You say, oh no,
I'm talking about
I
you
do
were the
support
one
her.
that brought
You
up
support her.
deflection.
But
Do I
you
support
support
Ilhan
her,
Omar?
right?
Yes. Do you support Donald Trump?
Oh my God, you are weak-minded.
Do you support
man,
Donald Trump?
man. Of course I do.
Oh, okay. But you don't like fraud.
He never did fraud.
No, he
That's the
did.
thing.
He
He
did.
never did fraud.
No. He literally did.
You guys are gonna make this man the next Abraham Lincoln.
No, dude.
You guys are gonna make this man the
he
next
has been, he has
JFK,
been,
Martin
he has
Luther
been
King,
adjudicated
Malcolm X.
for
You guys
fraud,
tried to
dude.
kill him 3
He
times already.
literally committed
4
fraud.
times. Come on.
Oh my God! Stop being
He
emotional.
never did it.
Shh.
He
Oh, God.
never did fraud.
Scream into a pillow.
That guy-
Come on, listen
that guy
to
is
My
so
Chemical
fuck-
Romance. Scream into a pillow. You can do it. Come on.
My Chemical Romance. You don't even know nothing about My Chemical Romance. That was one of my
Oh,
bands.
okay. So I'm
Get out of
on
here.
to something there, right? Yeah. Okay. That's what you used to do in middle school. Okay. I need you to do that again. Get it all out, and then talk.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
already made you talk. I'm talking the truth.
Wow, that was clever. Made no fucking sense.
So you
Welcome to the Black Parade.
You really protect her?
Carry on, you carry
See?
on.
See?
Why are people booing me? Like, yeah.
See?
You feel better?
No intelligency.
You get it.
Nothing.
You get it.
No
out.
intelligency? Oh God, that's not a word. Huh?
No, but I'm making fun of you because you're stupid. Thinking
By
like
using made up words? What?
that. Yeah, no, you got no intelligency. You're
No
thinking
intelligence.
like an
He
idiot.
did it again.
Yeah, and I'll say it again because I know what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
You got no intelligency. No intelligence.
Oh God. Oh, finally he landed on the right word.
But sing again. Sing again. For all the fans that are looking at you, that are hearing you.
To the 1,100 people that are watching, you know what? I'll do a bad rendition of my Welcome to the Black Parade, that little thing that I just did. I'll do it again.
Do the Black Parade.
If you
Yes.
send me
Go ahead.
$1.
Go
Not
ahead.
you, caller. I'm talking to everybody else.
No,
I know
go
you
ahead.
don't got $1.
And put yourself, do a video, a FaceTime, so they can all see you dancing.
Do a
at the same
FaceTime?
time.
That's a video? God, you suck at this,
Yes.
man. That's not
Go
what
ahead.
FaceTime is. FaceTime
Go
is
ahead.
video calling. Go ahead and do
Go ahead.
what?
Do a video call.
Do
Dance.
with who?
Do the parade.
I'm white.
Grab your broom from your room and do the parade. Do the parade.
Why would I have a
Black
broom
Parade.
in my room? Is
Because
this
you're
like
dirty.
Is this like slow Dr. Seuss right now? What? The snozberries taste like snozberries.
I do not like green eggs.
Anyway,
and ham.
the whole point of this
I
call
can't
is
say
because
my-
you guys don't have nobody. No, the Democrats are gonna lose the next election. You guys don't
The
have
Democrats are going to
nobody
lose.
at all.
My personality is built on
And-
not
and you-
liking
and you know who's gonna
liberals.
win?
I don't.
Everybody
I,
in
you
the
know who's
chat.
going to win? It's going to be
JD
some
Vance.
neocon
JD
motherfucker.
Vance
Yeah.
is gonna win.
When is
Put your house on it.
caller? Quick question for you. When is the next election?
28.
Wrong. The next election is this November in 2026. You seem to not understand that there's a major election
No,
coming
that's
up.
you talking about
in
the
20
mid? Are you talking about the mid?
The midterms
Are you
were
serious?
caller. How many House seats are up for election in the midterms?
I don't know. I could look it up.
Fuck, dude, you can't be this stupid. Holy shit.
How is this stupid? You guys don't
It's-
have nobody. The
it's
Democrats don't have
basic-
nobody. Who is your strong?
civics.
Who is your
They
strongest
teach
candidate?
this.
Dude, stop.
Don't try to
dude,
deflect.
Stop. No,
Who
no
do
one's.
you-
Dude,
who do you
stop,
guys
dude,
have?
Stop talking for
Who
a
does
second.
the Democrats have?
Dude, stop
You
talking.
guys have
Dude,
nobody.
Dude, stop talking for a second. If you want to talk about who's going to run in 2028, That's fine. But the question I asked you was, when is the next election? You don't even acknowledge that 2026 is a major election coming up, and you don't even know how many people in the House have their seats up. Allow me to help you out, and I'll teach you a little lesson about U.S. government. The representatives in the House only serve for 2 years. That means every single one of them is up for re-election. And currently there is about an 85% chance that the Democrats are going to sweep in on a majority, which is going to be a major problem. And there are enough Senate seats that are up for election in the fall that are going to probably, now it's pushed over to a potential Democratic majority in the Senate as well. If you think that the Democrats winning the House and then potentially the Senate as well isn't a major election in the middle of Donald Trump's term, I don't think that talking politics is a good thing for you. You might want to move into a different lane, bud.
Listen, my friend, and let me answer this for you. You think Trump didn't go through this already? He done it the last election
and
when he was
lost.
President.
Yes, and he lost.
And he lost. Yes, and he was and he still
and he became a completely ineffective.
Still was there.
Tell me the major pieces
you guys
of
are going to do the same
Great.
move again,
Tell me
and
the
you
major...
guys act like it's going to be a big difference.
Stop! I'm asking you a question.
Trump won
Stop!
that.
I'm asking you
Trump
a question.
did it.
No, he didn't. No,
they want to take out Trump so bad.
Calm down. Calm down. You're crashing out, bud. I'll ask you a question
there's no
about
crash.
that.
Now I'm telling you the
Good,
truth.
Then stop
you
talking.
guys did that
then
move
stop
already,
talking.
and it's going to happen again.
Stop crashing out and stop.
Yeah,
you have to stop crashing out. I'm asking you a question. You said Donald Trump won the first time around. The Democrats took back the Senate and the House in his first term as president. Tell me the major pieces of legislation that Donald Trump and the Republicans were able to pass in the second half of his term. Go.
None.
Bingo! That means he lost, you fucking numbskull.
And you know what? He still.
You just said that he won. He lost. He didn't get anything passed. It fucked him over, you fucking moron.
Because you guys are idiots.
You just said that he won.
Idiots.
You just said that he won. How did he win? How did he win?
Stay president.
By
and
losing
you know what's
the House and the Senate. How did he win?
Again. It's going to happen in his midterm. You dumbass. And you know what?
You
He's
just
still
got
win.
fucking schooled, dude. You're a fucking idiot.
No,
I would hang up now if I were you. If I were you, I would hang up now.
Because you know what? You guys don't have nobody.
Dude, in 30 seconds.
You guys don't have nobody in the Democrats.
In 30 seconds.
Who's your strongest leader?
I'll tell you. In 30 seconds. I'll tell you.
Who's your strongest leader?
I will tell you. In 30 seconds, I got you to say that Donald Trump won in his first term and then lost in his first term. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I would hang up now.
Listen, I'm not going to hang up. Who's your strongest?
When 2028 comes around, I'll tell you. We're focused on the 2026 elections because they're very important.
There ain't going to be no 2026 elections. Forget about that.
Oh, there aren't going to be
elections? There ain't going to be no 2026 elections.
How is that going to happen?
Trump is the man. He's still going to be on.
How are the 2026 elections going to not happen? Explain.
It's not. He's going to win.
He's not running.
He's good.
He's not running.
Doesn't matter. He's still going to be on.
You suck.
2028. Who's going to be your main person?
Oh my God. It's like you just want to talk about 2028. Is that all that you have?
That's all you guys have.
You're not proud of the guy that's currently in the White House?
Hi. Thank you for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Damn it.
What do you guys have for 2028?
We're not talking about 2028 because
why? Your guys are embarrassed?
No, because it's 2026 and we have a major election coming up in less than 6 months, and we're talking about current events right now. There are a number of good Democratic candidates who could potentially win in 2028 against the wet.
Give me a top two of Democrats.
We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about current events.
Because you're embarrassed.
No, because we're talking about current events.
But you talking about 2026? It's around the corner.
It's right
who's
now.
your two?
We are in 2026. You fucking idiot. Okay, great.
Okay,
I'll tell you what.
then talk
why
about
don't
it.
you? Great. Then why? That's what we're trying to do. You're trying to talk about 2028.
Okay, so who's your top two Democrats? Politicians.
For
That could get
2026?
it.
Well, in 2026, I'm very excited about James Tallarico in Texas and Graham Plattner in Maine.
That's
You
your,
don't
that's
know
your
who
two?
those people are, do you?
Yo, you guys are
know
a
who
joke.
they are. He doesn't know who they are.
You
No,
don't know who they
because
are,
nobody
do you?
knows who they are. You're talking about bullshit.
Nobody knows who they are? Wow.
Nobody
We
knows
really
who
suck
they
at this.
are. You guys are a joke. You guys have nobody.
Remind me,
Listen to
what
me.
state did
You
he say he
guys
was in?
have nobody. We have
Hey,
J.D.
caller, what
Vance.
state are
We
you
got
in?
Rubio. We have a bunch of people in the background.
This guy just tried to say
waiting.
with confidence.
You guys have nobody.
Rubio.
That's embarrassing.
Dude, are you trying?
You guys
you're
are talking
trying
about
to big
fucking
up
people
Rubio.
that
Oh
even
my
fucking
God.
didn't even
This
affect
man
nobody's
literally
life.
just tried to cape for Marco Rubio.
Yes.
Do you know that in early polling, just so you know, that like as of right now, like if you really want to talk about 2028, just so you know that even among Republican leaning voters, okay, so even among Republican leaning voters, Vance is declining against any potential Democratic challenger. Like, it doesn't even matter who the Democrat is, but YouGov is running early polls to see who their ideal choice would be, and even against any hypothetical Democrat. Just, it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter who we pick. He's at 36%. That's where J.D. Vance is at. So instead of going, who do you have? Who do you have? You have nobody. You don't got nobody. Maybe you should be looking in the mirror and worrying about the fact that J.D. fucking Vance is polling at 36 motherfucking %, which is insanely embarrassing. I would be really fucking worried about that, bro.
You guys have nobody. Not even at 30%.
Holy shit, dude.
You guys have nobody.
That's against.
We got J.D. Vance.
You don't understand.
We got Rubio.
No, you don't understand.
Jr.
Listen, you're so
I
dumb.
could go down the list.
You're so dumb. You don't understand the words coming out of my mouth.
No,
the
because
36% is against any hypothetical Democrat. It's against a Democrat that doesn't even have a name. That's how bad J.D. Vance is. That's how bad he is. We are talking about Democrats. It doesn't matter who it is. That's how bad J.D. Vance is polling, you fucking numbskull. That's what that poll means. No,
42%.
No, he dropped to 36% in April.
No, he
dropped to
30%.
Nope, he dropped to 36% in April.
No,
Look at the most recent one.
Wrong. You're looking at lies.
I'm not. You got to look at. In fact, I'll put it up on the screen right now. I even have the actual fucking poll and the methodology itself. No, it's YouGov.
Who are you gonna put?
It's YouGov.
I'm a Democrat website. Go ahead.
Oh my God, dude, you are so. It's YouGov. It's not a Democrat website. It's a survey by an independent organization. You idiot.
The only people that go on that fucking
it's a
website
survey.
is Democrats.
It's a survey of Republican-leaning voters.
We're gonna win, no matter what. The Christians.
Oh my God.
The Christians are 60%
Holy
of the
shit,
country.
you suck at
We're
this.
gonna win.
So
Yes.
you're in New York, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Man.
And we hate the people
you
that
are
right now.
insulated. You are insulated from the worst of what you voted for because you live in a blue state. Because I can tell that you're a Latino.
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm mixed.
Oh no, it does.
It doesn't matter.
It absolutely
does.
matter.
That's racism right there. That's you.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're racist.
Go ahead. Call me racist. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you are racist because you're already judging.
Call me racist, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
you call me whatever fuck you want.
You're Latino.
Call me whatever fuck you want.
That's why you're talking like that.
You will never be white.
That's racism.
You will never be white.
You
but
know
you
what?
think,
and
you think that if you are sufficiently
Democrats
racist, if you are sufficiently
guys are fucking
servile
racist.
to the fascists, that they will accept you. I promise you, they won't.
Oh no, the fascists are more racist. They're Democrats. All the fascists are fucking Democrats.
Spell fascism.
All of them.
Spell fascism.
All you guys are fucking. The Democrats are racist. You know who created the KKK? The Democrats. You know who killed Martin Luther King? You know who killed Abraham Lincoln? You know who killed Malcolm X? The Democrats.
Who does
all
the
you guys
Klan
are fucking
vote
racist. All you guys want to do
now?
is control people.
Okay.
No, it's not gonna happen no more. It's not.
You don't
People
know
woke up.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Cool.
Tell Martin Luther King.
Awesome.
Tell Malcolm X. Tell Abraham Lincoln.
What was the party?
Tell that to JFK. Tell that to JFK when they killed him.
I'm happy
All
to
the
play
Democrats
that game.
killed him.
No. Hold on, caller. You said Martin Luther King. You said Malcolm X.
Yes.
I will go down that road with you. Would you like to?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. I'm going to just read off a couple things. Okay, so just listen closely for me. All right.
No. I'll let you talk. I'm not disrespectful like the other
closely.
guy that you have.
Please listen closely. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. As the nations of the world free themselves, then capitalism has less victims, less to suck, and it becomes weaker and weaker. Most of the countries that have recently emerged into independence have turned away from the so-called capitalistic system in the direction of socialism. Malcolm X. As for Martin Luther King, call it democracy or call it democratic socialism. But there must be a better distribution of wealth within this country for all God's children. I am much more socialistic in my economic theory than capitalistic. Capitalism has outlived its usefulness. We all too often have socialism for the rich and rugged free market capitalism for the poor. If we're going to achieve real equality, the US will have to adopt the modified form of socialism. Capitalism will not permit an even flow of economic resources. With this system, a small privileged few are rich beyond conscience, and almost all others are doomed to be poor at some level. So today, capitalism has outlived its usefulness. It has brought about a system that takes necessities from the masses to give luxuries to the classes. Let us be dissatisfied until the tragic walls that separate the outer city of wealth and comfort from the inner city of poverty and despair shall be crushed by the battering rams of the forces of justice. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Accumulation of wealth at one pole is, at the same time, accumulation of misery, agony of toil, slavery, ignorance, brutality, and mental degradation at the opposite pole. That last one was Karl Marx. My apologies. Everything else that I read off, that was Martin Luther King. Tell me more about how Martin Luther King is a conservative. You ignorant fuck.
How is that ignorant?
You didn't know anything that Martin Luther King said or that Malcolm X said. Because you haven't listened to their speeches. You haven't read anything that they've written.
You guys are trying to fucking do the same thing for
Malcolm
like
X and Martin Luther King were both socialists. That's why they were killed. But you didn't know that.
You didn't know that, and you don't know about the party switch, do you? Or unless you want to, do you want to explain what Dixiecrats are to us? Since you know, you just said you know everything about everything, so.
Malcolm X was he was in the Nation of Islam, first of all. If you know about Malcolm X.
And then he left the Nation of Islam.
Okay, he was. Do
you know what the Nation of Islam is, by the way?
Like you want me to fucking give you a fucking history? Sit down,
no, you know what NOI is?
No, sit down. No, you're gonna sit down and be quiet so I could fucking talk. Now you're gonna sit down. The teacher's talking.
I've been sitting the whole time.
Okay. And MLK, that's fucking James Earl Ray.
What?
If you fucking know the name, be quiet.
Tell me
the teacher's
what
talking.
NOI is.
Raise your hand when I talk to you. Raise your hand.
That's not how. Do you know what NOI is?
Do you know what MLK means?
Martin Luther King, your turn. What does NOI mean?
I don't know what that means.
You just said it. Nation.
I don't know what that means, but I'm fucking. I'm trying to fucking talk to you, and you keep cutting me off.
Nemo, you're supposed to raise your hand while you talk to him.
Right?
No, because I'm the teacher. You guys are the students.
I'm the teacher.
Teach. I got a question for you. What's a Dixiecrat?
See?
What's a Dixiecrat? Please answer my question.
Stupid question.
No, it's not a stupid question. I want an answer. Since you're the teacher, teach us. What's a Dixiecrat? We've got about nearly 1,600 people listening right now. What's a Dixiecrat?
I don't know what the Dixiecrat is.
Oh, but I thought you were the teacher. I thought you were going to teach us stuff. Great. Well, then, since you can't explain what a Dixiecrat is, I guess we'll move on. Explain the party switch to us, when it occurred, and why it occurred, please. Anytime, by the way, you could do that. Just anytime. We're waiting,
both
teacher.
got assassinated by a Democrat.
I'm sorry. We've moved on from that. I asked you a question.
Why do you guys don't want to listen to the truth?
No,
why?
We do want to listen to the truth. I'm asking to learn something. You said you know things. You're the teacher. What is a Dixiecrat, and what is the party switch, and when did it happen? Please enlighten us, because you're the one who just said that apparently that the Democrats were the ones who did all of these bad things. But I have some questions, because I have some information about this and that I need clarity on. So since you made those claims, I'd like some clarity. Now, please explain yourself. What is a Dixiecrat, and what was the party switch? Thank you for answering those questions for all 1,600 people listening right now.
I have an idea what it is. It's the Democratic Party. They protest against like fucking the civil rights, some bullshit like that, in the military. And
no, that's not what either of those things is.
It was like an ideology of like the crow laws.
Nope.
I know it was like something about crow laws.
That's
or
not what the
bullshit like that.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just grab a little bit of something on an AI overview and you saw Jim Crow and you thought you'd throw that in there? That's pretty good.
No.
Really? Great. Then explain Dixiecrats to us in depth and how it relates to the party switch.
The only thing I know is about the South. I know it's from the South.
You said you knew about this, and you've accused the Democrats of doing all these things.
I don't know the detail about it, but I know it's about the South. It's about that's all I know. Like, man. I'm not looking it up or anything. I'm going to the top of my head because I know history. I read that shit all my life.
You really?
So I know that it's from the South.
Okay, so you really suck at this. Do you want to? I
really suck at this.
I'll tell you what, bud. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to give you one more.
Okay, so it's not from the South.
I'm going to give you.
Is it from the South? Yes or no?
No. The party switch. No.
Okay, doesn't have nothing to do with the South then.
The Dixiecrats are part of the South. That's the only thing you've gotten right. But it doesn't explain them.
So stop saying that I don't know. Stop saying that.
Can you explain the party switch or not, dude? Because this is getting really fucking boring, and you're really fucking stupid. And I think that maybe we should move on to someone who knows
I got you on a lot of points, and you guys, and the thing is, you guys trying to pivot.
We're not
pivoting. You guys don't have no real leadership on the Democrats.
You brought this up. You brought this up, and I'm asking you questions about a topic you brought up and you don't know about, you fucking numbskull. You brought this topic up. I'm asking you about something you put on the table. So answer questions about the thing that you brought up. You said the Democrats did these things. Defend your point, you fucking idiot.
I did.
No, you didn't. Then I want an explanation as to what the party switch was, because it's really strange, because in U.S. American history, the Democrats were the conservative party. The people with the same political ideologies or very similar political ideologies to the current Republican Party, who are conservatives, whereas the Republicans formerly, although it wasn't quite split exactly on ideological lines as it is now, the Republicans were known as the more liberal party. And there was a point in time where those ideologies made a switch, and the Republicans took over as the conservative party, and the Democrats took over as the liberal party. And there was a brief period of time where you still had Democrats in the South who didn't go in the other direction. They were the Dixiecrats. So that was why I was asking you to explain yourself, because when you say dumb things like the Democrats founded the KKK and all this different stuff, you kind of leave out the point that in fact it was conservatives who founded the KKK. In fact, white Christian nationalists who founded the KKK. The same people who waved the Confederate flag all over the place. Unless you're telling me that Democrats are the ones waving the Confederate flag nowadays. Oh, that's right. No, it's not. It's all the Republicans and the MAGA in the South. They're the ones waving the Confederate flag now, aren't they? So it kind of undermines your entire fucking argument that you don't know.
Nobody's waving the Confederate flag.
No one's waving no one's waving the Confederate flag. Really?
No. The only people that do it is the South, which I know.
Yes,
and they always been doing that.
And who do they vote for? And who do they vote for? And who do they vote for in the South? Are they red states or blue states?
In the beginning, was the Democrats. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Good job.
Democrats.
And then what happened?
What do you mean? What happened? The KKK happened, and we switched to the Republicans.
Yes.
We don't like evil.
What? Oh my.
What?
Fucking God.
Wait.
We don't like evil.
Do you know what flag? Do you know what flag the Klan waved around?
Yes.
What flag did they wave around?
The one with the blue cross with the stars and everything across
the Confederate flag?
The Confederate flag, yeah, I think so.
Very good. Take a wild guess what flag Red Hats wave around in the South today.
I don't think they're waving no flags. That's bullshit.
They're not? Is that why we have pictures of Red Hats waving Confederate flags
is the United States
at every single Trump rally in the South, not to mention the motherfuckers who flew the Confederate flag in the Capitol on January 6th?
Flag. That I'll defend, the United States flag. And tell your boy not to have a heart attack. Because I'm telling him the truth.
Oh no! Are you all sad that you got absolutely fucking smoked? Because I literally have a picture on.
You're the only one
Can
that
you see
got
the screen?
smoked.
Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
I can't see the screen. No.
Oh man, that sucks. Hey, when you get off the call, come back and look and see what a fucking idiot you are. I have a picture of a woman wearing a Confederate flag shirt right behind Donald Trump at a fucking rally. You want more?
They can wear whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
So what the fuck is the problem?
How about
wear whatever they want?
Here you go. Here's another one.
So you're judging people now?
I got another one for you. You'll love this one that I just put up there. Literally Donald Trump saluting with a Confederate flag right next to him. There you go. There you go, everybody. But tell us again, caller, all about how that flag isn't at Trump rallies or representative of MAGA or anything like that. Please.
Look at the transsexuals. What they're trying to do to the whole world, and you guys, Kamala and all of them.
What a fucking pivot!
They try to fucking go to. They
try
to fucking go to Africa.
What a fucking pivot!
And they all.
Goddamn, dude! You just got fucking wrecked.
They all trying to
make.
They all trying to say, "Oh no, men and women could be in the same sport."
Goddamn, dude! You just got fucking wrecked. What a fucking pivot that was!
That's the truth.
No, that was right. Nemo, he got wrecked. God damn, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, you really
know what I'm talking about.
You suck at this.
Women and men can't be in the same sports, my friend.
Oh my God. Now who's pivoting now?
You guys pivoted the whole fucking time when I was fucking talking.
You don't want to talk about the Confederate flag anymore?
No,
you don't want to talk about the party switch
I
anymore?
could talk about the Confederate flag.
Oh,
you
yeah?
guys
Tell me
killed
about
MLK.
Tell me about it.
Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
Tell me about the Confederate flag.
It's South.
Wow, very good. Anything else? You going to tell me what colors are on it? Red, white, and blue? No shit. Tell me about the Confederate flag. What do you know about it?
I could tell you a lot of things about that, but there's
I
more
want you to tell me
important
5 things
why,
about it
why
right
do
now.
we have to fucking talk about the fucking
I want you to tell me
Confederate
5 things about the
flag?
Confederate flag right now.
Like, you want me to fucking tell you about the stars? About,
yeah, I want you to.
You want me to tell you about the United States flag, the 50 stars,
No,
all
I want
the
you to tell me about the
stripes and
Confederate
everything?
flag.
You want me to fucking go down
I want you to tell me
fucking
about it.
road with you?
No, dude, I want you to tell me about the Confederate flag that Donald Trump apparently salutes.
There's nothing that he fucking salutes. He just fucking respects the fucking country. That's all.
We just saw a picture of him saluting a Confederate battle flag, you fuckwit.
So what's the problem?
It's the Confederate battle flag. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, it could be. Everything's from the South. It could be South. It could be Southern pride. It could be heritage. It could be any of those fucking things. It's a memorial symbol. About the South. Everything is about the South. When you talk about the Confederate flag, it's about the South.
So, like, you live in New
South
York.
of the United States.
You're definitely a Northerner of some type. Don't lecture me about the South. I've been
I'm
born and
telling
raised
you,
in
it's
Georgia.
wartime.
You don't know shit about the South.
That's all it is. It's war when it was the Southern. It was the Southern versus the North. And you're Northern.
The Southern versus
I
the
can
Northern,
tell.
right? When the South seceded from the United States and betrayed the country and then got their asses kicked. The Civil War, that's what you're talking about. Donald Trump is saluting the flag of traitors.
It's a battle flag. That's all it is.
Okay,
it's a fucking
the battle flag.
from
I'm
the
glad,
north
I'm glad
to the
that
south.
you wanted to try and pivot to that. The Confederate battle flag, do you know anything about that?
I know.
The Confederate battle flag is not the same thing as the Confederate flag. Okay? The Confederate battle flag, as we know it today, which is really a modification of the flag of the Army of Northern Virginia from the Civil War. The Confederate battle flag that we know today, the one that you're thinking about whenever you say Confederate flag, that was created by the Klan, popularized by the Klan. So what you're telling me is that Donald Trump is totally not saluting the flag of traitors. He is instead saluting the flag of the Klan.
And you know what? And you know what? And you know why? Why Trump is doing that? Because he's going with heritage versus hate.
Heritage?
You guys are hate.
I can tell you, buddy, the heritage of the South is not the Klan.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
the
caller,
hate. You guys are the hate.
I need you to hold on a second for me, okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes.
How old are you and what state are you in?
I am 33, Pennsylvania.
Okay, need to put you on hold for a second, okay?
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Hey, caller, thank you for holding so much. We really appreciate that. I just wanted to say, read a book.
You guys are awesome.
Okay, we're going to get to our next Trump supporter here in just a second. Before we do, a couple of things to read real quick. Thank you to Tammy on the Blue app. Tammy says, I can't with the lying and the misinformation. Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate that. W's in the chat for Tammy. Appreciate you, friend. Also, over on the tube, couple of things. Melvin, thank you, Melvin. He said, we had our primary in Ohio today. Please give me hope for Amy Acton and the Dems. Hopefully, Melvin, hopefully. Also, Melvin says, caller's identity crisis is compounded by his lack of knowledge of history. I would suggest my summer school class is so sad. And then thank you to Deb. for the super chat, who said that wasn't a pivot, that was a triple Lutz. I like that one. Thank you. Lastly, Joel says, Nemo, fellow Georgian here, who do you like for the governor's primary? So, if you have if you've got a pick for the governor's primary.
That's a good one. That's a good question.
If you want to punt on it until a little bit later, that's also fine too. I think.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's going to be a long discussion.
All right, we'll do that in a bit because we do have a caller on the line, Jules. But we'll promise we'll get back. We'll get back to that. Nemo, do you have anything to read off before we move on to the caller?
Wait, hold on. I think I have one. Yeah, I got one. Thank you, Fish Taco Guy. Said, Nemo, please continue bringing the spiciness. Love it. Also, Matt, can we get a fundraiser going on some lives to raise money for Nemo Studio? You're awesome. Hail Satan. Praise loose for the Morning Star. Thank you.
Absolutely. We do need to do that for sure. We should. Anyways, let's get on to our guest here. Caller, thank you for holding. We really do appreciate it. I believe you said you were 33 in Pennsylvania. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Why are you still supporting Donald Trump in May of 2026?
I support Trump mainly because of the overflux of the legals. I support that. I don't know. I've been listening to you guys for a few minutes, so like some of the stuff like you guys are talking about, like so I'm going to go over a few things. I mean, I don't have necessarily one. Just concentrate on Trump. But we talked about Massachusetts. I mean, that's 6% of Massachusetts is illegals. I mean, that's kind of a big number.
No, it's not. In fact, we actually talked with the last call. No, in fact, we talked with that last caller why that the number that FAIR cited is not correct. In fact, it's simply just propaganda. We don't use information from FAIR because they are so anti-immigrant. They were literally founded by a white nationalist and eugenicist. So no, we don't trust them.
Yeah, no, I would love to whatever statistics you guys are getting. I would love that because you're right. Because you go to AI and they're going to tell you one thing.
No, we didn't go to AI. I'm using CBP's number, and you're using FAIR, and you're using FAIR's number. We don't use FAIR or CIS.
So did you say CBT?
CBP, Customs and Border
CBP.
Protection.
Okay. That's great. Okay. Sure. Go ahead.
So anyways, I just want to clarify. So the reason that you're still supporting Donald Trump is you think he's doing a good job of deporting people?
No, but I also like his legislation that he's passed, which he has, Reform Act, the big bill. I mean, I support that as well.
The Reform Act?
Energy, environment, economic, technology.
Hold on.
Government.
The Reform Act?
Border immigration.
When did he pass the Reform Act?
Well, I mean the great big bill.
No. He's passed one piece of legislation basically since he's become president.
The civil service and government. That wasn't legislation.
The
energy and environment legislation, economic. I mean,
no, he hasn't. They haven't passed any major legislation. The only thing that they've really done is the tax bill. That's pretty much it.
I mean, but there's a lot of legislation that's been passed. I don't know if you want to.
No, there really hasn't.
Describe it as like major legislation, but it's still legislation. An executive order.
Executive orders aren't legislation, and they don't.
Yes, it is. Yes,
no. Executive orders are executive orders. They're not legislation. Legislation is law. Yeah, those are two entirely different things. Yep. No. Executive order. Any president can just sign executive orders, and then of course the problem is that executive orders can almost like immediately be struck down for being unconstitutional, like a bunch of Donald Trumps already have, and certainly more will. They're not legislation. They're not laws. Legislation can only be passed via Congress.
So like the economics, technology, I mean, there's no legislation on that Trump passed?
No. What I mean, unless you want to bring up some bill numbers that I'm missing. Hello, Ari. What am I missing? What bill are we talking about? Guess I'm in the
No, I'm
the
just
dark.
like, yeah, no, I mean, so, yeah, and I'm not here to argue with you guys. Because I'm and I voted. Gosh, I was Obama first term and everything, and I just thought things are kind of changing, and I get it, and I also agree with your friend with Martin Luther King. He was a socialist, and I know he voted Republican, but he in fact was a socialist. So your friend nailed it exactly with as far as like the socialism that he believed in, fair distribution, and all that. I agree with that. So and I'm kind of a little sinus infection. I'm just kind of listening to you guys, and I just thought I just got to give you a call. But and also, intelligency is a word, by the way. It's obsolete, but it is a word. And I don't think that guy I think he didn't mean. I don't think he was using the word intelligency as necessarily like some intelligent response. I think he just kind of fucked up. But intelligency is in fact a word. It's just obsolete. I'm just kind of going over some of the past conversations, but yeah, I'm good with.
Yeah, we really don't need the fact checking, but appreciate
Yeah.
that. Thanks.
That last caller was
I agree
wrong.
with him. No, man, that's huge, man, because nobody ever even talks about that. Nobody talks about that Martin Luther King was in fact a socialist. he was a big time socialist. So 100% agree with you on that. But yeah, no, I mean, I do believe in like, the border. I believe that's a huge strain on our economy. I mean, we don't have exact numbers on that, but that's anywhere from like 200 to like 400 trillion.
No,
dollars.
actually. So you haven't read the Cato Institute's most recent study that just came out in February?
Okay.
So do you know what that says?
No. I like you guys. I think you're contrarians, and I understand that.
We're
but I
not
also get to learn a lot.
We're not contrarians. We like to talk about the truth, and we like to make sure that there isn't wrong information being shared.
And
So So the thing that I'm just trying to point out something to you. The thing that you just said, that somehow undocumented people in America are somehow any sort of net negative to our economy in any meaningful way, manner, shape, or form is just wrong by every single study.
No, I get it.
But the reason I asked is there was a Cato Institute study that came out. By the way, one of the Koch brothers is on the board of the Cato Institute.
No, I don't even get me started on the Koch brothers.
All right,
man.
well,
I agree with you.
Okay, they're right leaning. Just to point out, this is
I understand.
okay. Since 1994, do you want to hazard a guess as to how much extra they've put into our economy? Do you just via just GDP? Do you want to take a guess on that number? Just do you want to throw it?
Oh no, I can't even imagine. I'm all for. I understand, like I mean, and it is, and it's arbitrary. Like as far as like how much the strain of like money that comes that kind of milks the system, and that's kind of where I was. That's just all I was talking about. But the Koch brothers were all about like illegal.
No.
They did.
I want you to understand something. The Cato Institute is right leaning and libertarian, and their study says that $14.5 trillion were added to the GDP over
I agree with
30
you.
years.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So they're nothing but a net positive. Even just the folks that are here in an undocumented fashion, they're just a net positive across the board.
Okay. So, what do you? So when you talk about like, and I mean, you have gun violence, you have violence, all these assaults and everything like that. It's like we have enough of that already with our own citizens. Do you agree that we should filter out, a lot of, any violent offenders, anybody that has that are not contributing to the economy? Do you agree that those people should be deported?
Yeah, and we already do that. We already have done that. That's already the law, and that's already what we do in great numbers. So I don't
Which is what we're
understand what
doing.
the.
Yeah, kind of what
So
we're
I don't
doing
understand.
now.
No,
Right.
that's not. No, actually, that's not what we're doing now. See, what we're doing now is we're going after people who are trying to stay here legally, people who don't have criminal records, people who are seeking asylum or seeking refugee status. We're ripping them out of their literal court hearings where they're trying to legally seek status in the United States. Like, we actually have a number of instances where ICE went to courthouses to arrest people, not because they were there for like their criminal trial or something like that, but because they were there working to stay here legally, to do the legal process and to do the right thing. So no, we're allocating our resources to go after people that aren't even doing anything wrong. So no, we're not just going after the criminals. Going after criminals is something we're already doing. We were already doing it, and we have been doing it for the last 20 some odd years that ICE has existed. So
I think like
that's fine too.
Some of that's like collateral, like where they're there to, arrest somebody that has a record, and then it ends up being that, five of those workers of somebody, they're checking IDs, and they're finding out. So it's kind of like, you have a tail light out, and, you get busted, and, all of a sudden, if you're just a tail light, and all of a sudden you're on the record, like, wow, this guy's, has a warrant or whatever. And I think like some of that's like collateral, where they just kind of like, they're there for an individual or individuals, and then ends up being that those people around them. But yeah, I mean, the law is the law. You're right. We're supposed to deport or I guess detain individuals that are on that list of criminal offenders, people that are on that list, and then it ends up being that, oh my gosh, there's like 10 of these workers that have done nothing wrong, but then they've been deported because we're following the law. And I think some of that, I don't know, man.
Is it a requirement under 8 U.S.C. 1325, which is the federal code to which talks about unlawful entry? Is it a requirement that somebody has to be deported on their first instance? Like, is that an absolute requirement?
You might have that answer. I don't. You can tell me, because I'm learning from
It's okay.
That's
the
why
answer is no. You don't
Okay,
have
so
to. You don't have to deport someone. It's not even a full on felony.
Okay.
It's a Class E misdemeanor. So I mean, it allows for up to a $250 fine, and the potential for 6 months in jail, potential.
Okay.
And the potential for deportation, but it's not even like a requirement. We're talking about a situation where we need these people in the United States for a number of different reasons. For economic,
I agree. I agree with you.
Right.
I agree
so
with you.
when we talked about the economic study that the Cato Institute did, right, there's very, very real economic reasons that we need these folks to be here. And most of these people, on the whole, are committing crime in such small numbers that if we took all of the folks that were here in an undocumented fashion, unlawfully, right, we took them and we put them to the side, and we were like, here, you are your own country. You're the country of the undocumented, of the illegals, I'm sure, as MAGA would love to say, right? Oh, that country of people would have basically the lowest crime rate in the world. That's how little crime they commit. I mean, in terms of their rates of crime per capita, it's nothing compared to, like, they statistically bring our crime rates down because there's more people who commit less crime. I know that's a little silly.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I can't even.
It's like,
so I own a landscaping company, and I can't even. It's more difficult. Like I'm, Honduras. They're allowing that. A lot of the workers are from Mexico, but I can't even get them up here right now. And I can't. There's not a Caucasian that wants to work like they work at all. I can't get a white man. I can't. So it's kind of like I'm limited on my work, and it hurts my business. So I agree with you on that. I just, I think our the difference is, I'm just kind of a little different about, like I still believe, and I will, man. I'll look at the Cato Institute. I'll look at it. I still believe that it's still kind of a strain. On I just kind of believe it's a strain on the economy, where like, okay, there's got to be, what is your value? What is your worth? Like, what are you doing in our country? And I know what the worth is for a lot of illegals on visas. These guys are doing it the right way. Like they're not coming up here. They're not coming to the United States. And for now, I'm waiting for them to get their everything approved. And but I still think it's kind of a strain on the economy. That's the only difference that I have, like, with you on everything. I'm not. I feel like the Democratic Party, and you talked about the Dixie Cracks. I'm kind of segueing this. I apologize. I'm not just trying to go a different way, but I'm just kind of going over, because I've listened to you guys for a little while now. The Dixie Cracks, they opposed. You're right. They opposed the Democratic Party that, as a whole, opposed a lot of the civil rights and everything. And then you're right. You got Strom Thurmond. You have all these. And I do believe, like, I'm not a George Bush fan. These are the old school, kind of Republicans. And you're right, there is a racism within the Republican Party, and you still have those members. But I don't like where the Democratic Party is going, because I'm not. It is, man. It's I still like Chuck. I love Schumer. I know he's under a lot of pressure. I just kind of feel like the Democratic Party is just not that moderate like they used to be. Like, we're going a new direction, and maybe that progressive direction is kind of like where like the Democratic Party's going, and that's kind of where they lost me, because I am and I kind of feel like, even like the MAGA thing and all that, and I get it, man, the acronym and everything is just kind of like the right wing, left wing. I mean, you weren't right wing or left wing. You're either Democratic or Republican. And now it's just kind of like, like when you say MAGA, you just, it's like, it triggers people. Or you say left wing, it's like, oh, that MAGA person, it triggers Republicans and stuff. It's like, I just want to, like, why can't we get back to, like, that moderation? You know what I mean? Like, the moderation.
Like, what you're talking about, like, the labels have existed for a while, right? I mean, as far as right wing, left wing, so that's existed for a long, long time, even in American politics. Obviously, MAGA is a recent thing.
I know, and you just never heard. It's kind of like you never, I think, with, maybe all of this has been here. We just didn't have the technology when you get to hear about it. It wasn't, rampant as far as reporting and everything. But I don't know, man. I just kind of like feel like just things is like either, I don't know, man. Either party's just kind of gotten away from everything. And so
I mean, when you say the parties have gotten away from things, so number one, once upon a time, the dirty word was liberal. That's what Republicans would use as a dirty word whenever they were talking about Democrats.
Ronald Reagan, he used it all the time in a lot of his speeches. He was huge, yeah.
Right. So, this idea that the parties have gotten away from things, and you were talking about moderation, dude, I don't really know what we're talking about here. Can you give an example? Can you just give me like a rough rundown of what the Democratic Party stood for, what the Republican Party stood for, that in your mind that they've gotten away from?
Well, I just think, like, I mean, you see kind of like, and I don't, maybe, you probably just, maybe you'll disagree with me or not, but I mean, I remember, like, the borders were protected. I mean, that was a huge thing with the Democrats. I mean, the Democrats are all about security with the border. All of that. Yeah, and you never heard the Republicans really talk much about it. You know what I mean? I remember.
What time period are you talking about?
I'm just talking about like the 90s, like early, even in like the early 2000s, and I just kind of like, everybody just used to work with each other, and nobody does that anymore. And it's just, it sucks, because you just kind of like, you whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, and if you're a Republican Democratic voter, it's just stress. It's just constant stress with voters, and it's fatigue with everybody. And I just wish we would just kind of get back to, kind of in the middle a little bit. I mean, you're never going to be in the middle, Democrats and Republicans kind of have their own agendas and everything like that. But
okay, so then what is the middle for you?
Well, the middle is just kind of like, like both kind of agreeing that, okay, we don't want to go too far on one thing,
like what?
but we also don't want, like immigration,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys think that, do you agree that has violence, and this is the other thing, is it just that because now that we have so much technology and, just crimes and everything are just easily reported or, seen or observed, do you think that is any of that changed?
So what you're describing, the availability of information is way higher today. So whenever you say that, you didn't hear people say it back in the day, that's because things were not as accessible back in the day.
No,
a lot of the
right.
time it was just down to TV back in the day.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I mean, like, that has a lot to do with it.
Things are kind of the same. There's nothing really much that's changed other than technology can now report on everything.
So the availability of information has increased dramatically, right?
Correct.
As far as what has changed since, like, let's say the 90s, crime has gone down dramatically, by a lot.
Yeah.
Like, a whole lot.
Yeah. And I was kind of wondering the same thing, and I was just, talking to my brother, and I'm just like, hey man, and we were talking about this, we were just out camping, and we were talking, and and my brother, he's a liberal, and me, I am a conservative, but
what makes you a conservative?
I'm a conservative. I mean, I'm all about just kind of to me, a conservative is just kind of I believe in capitalism. I believe in, and I think even today, yeah, I mean, I'm also, business owner, so
okay.
Yeah,
so we're liberals.
Yeah. Which are liberals too, right?
Yeah.
And,
so then that doesn't make you a conservative.
Well, I mean, I kind of conservative. I mean, we can go where I mean, I wish I could just sit down with you guys in a room and just talk for you a while, but we're on the phone.
You're talking to us right now, dude.
I know, man. I just don't. Yeah, but I'm going to bed soon. I should have called you guys earlier. I was kind of posting things in your guys' chat. But me and my brother were discussing how do you think things as far as violence, serial killers, everything, do you think any of that was any different back then than it is now? And we both agreed
that it was different back then.
It's kind of like it was bad back then. And
it was bad back then. Yes. Okay, so I'm trying to answer your question now. So it was different back then, and there were more of them back then. And that's because violence was way higher back then.
I mean,
it depends on what time period you're talking about, but crime spikes dramatically in the 80s and 90s. And then it drops dramatically, but it's always been.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that,
what did I just say?
I just think that people can.
What did I just say?
I think what you said is that things, what you said was that violence and everything was worse back then. And because of technology and everything, right?
No.
No. Okay.
You're not listening, dude.
I know. I'm kind of talking.
I don't know if you're nervous or something, but you were talking a million miles a minute, and you're not listening.
I was a little nervous. I apologize. Go ahead. Let's repeat.
It's fine.
And I'll
take
listen.
a breath. Take a breath and listen.
Go ahead. All right.
It's a normal phone call. You're fine. So listen.
Okay.
Crime spikes dramatically in the 80s and 90s. It then drops off. Prior to the 80s and 90s, it was also still dramatically higher than what it is right now. Crime is at an all-time low right now. And the reason why, there's a lot of different speculation as to why, but one of the big ones is we got lead out of pretty much everything, and lead causes violence. It literally causes people to be violent. And so when we got lead out of gasoline, lead out of paint, lead out of lead out of pipes, when we got lead out of everything, we see a correlation. When we provide services to society as like a way of trying to keep people out of poverty, off of the street. Okay. If we provide services, it helps prevent what inevitably leads to crime, right? So that is the difference between now and back then, right? As far as I mean, you didn't really explain how you are a conservative, because what you told me was you believe in capitalism, so do liberals, and that you're a business owner, so are liberals. So can you please explain what makes you a conservative?
I mean, I guess like limited government. I mean, like I'm not big, I think limited government is key thing. Limited government is, I think that's like one of my biggest things is just kind of like, I think everything could be handled more on like a kind of more of a private privatization of private businesses. I think anything could be. I think well, I mean, like you could DMV. I mean, everything like
the DMV could be handled privately.
Well, I can go down to. I'm just citing you some small examples. Like I think anything like more of a private business with any government function is like it's more efficient. I just think limited government.
Again, dude, liberals believe in this. Like, so to be clear, when I say liberal, I am talking about to give you a rough idea of who I'm talking about when I say liberal. I am talking about Bill Clinton. I am talking about Nancy Pelosi. I am talking about Chuck Schumer. I am talking about Barack Obama. Those are the people that I am talking about when I say liberal. Okay. Out of all the people that I just listed, Barack Obama is probably the most, I guess, left of them, but again, still liberal, still very much liberal, still believes in capitalism, still believes in public-private partnership, still believes in I guess means testing and tweaks around the edges, right? Still believes in, oh, hey, the system just needs some minor adjustments, incrementalism.
But even Obama was still, and I agree with like Obama's kind of like right there. He still believes I believe in rule of law. Obama. I voted Obama. Yeah, I agree. I mean, he was still,
okay. Cool. So again, dude, what is it that you're saying that I guess that makes you a conservative? Because limited government, I mean, what you described, that would also apply to quite a few Democrats, and especially the household name Democrats that I just gave. Because, I mean, dude, Bill Clinton famously said the era of big government is over.
Right. Yeah. And so, I just want to get back to that. That's, but I mean, like conservative, I mean, like rule of law. I guess
you think that liberals don't believe in rule of law?
Rule of law, like I believe in the military. I believe in our strong. Military.
You think that liberals don't believe in the military?
I think they do. I don't know, man. Like I said, it just kind of feels like
I'm going to give you a juxtaposition here. Okay.
Okay.
So you said rule of law.
Right.
Now, to be clear, Barack Obama, as it pertains to immigration, for example, deported more people. Well, actually, I don't know if it was more. No, it's more people in his 8 years than Trump did in his first 4.
Right.
Even the second 4, right? So Obama deported, I think it was like 5 million people, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this whole idea of rule of law, I mean, Obama was pretty tough on immigration. And I mean, as far as Obama's policy as it pertains to immigration, he literally had Tom Holman running that shit. The same guy who's running it now.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So we're talking about past the past, and it's kind of like where is the Democratic Party now as far as immigration? Where are they now? You know what I mean? But
Well,
you're
I
talking about
mean, okay, if you're saying where is the Democratic Party now, so if you look at Kamala Harris's policy on immigration, it was the same as Joe Biden's, which was the proposal to do what was referred to as the Langford bill, which was a pretty strict border bill. It was a pretty strict immigration bill. Okay,
but it was
it was the idea.
Yeah, I get it, and there was a cap on that, so it's kind of like they were going to allow a certain amount of people in there.
That's that's Republican spin, dude. Like, there's no cap on it now.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no, I mean, you just asked me conservative values. I mean, it's just like free market. You know, I'm all for that, and I'm not saying that
liberals
of course
believe in
Democrats
that too.
Democrats are for that too. You know, but then we start looking at like. And I think the Democrats kind of oppose kind of that infiltration of certain individuals that are kind of coming in the office. But it's like, man, I just get some balls, man. Get some balls, Schumer. Get some balls, man. Hakeem, get some balls and just.
When you say oppose people coming into office, who are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about you're seeing a lot of socialist kind of minded.
You want Schumer to grow balls to oppose socialists?
I do, just because I don't.
See, that's the thing is that the Democratic Party does have balls whenever it comes to opposing socialists. They will happily condemn people if they are socialists. They sign on to that shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a censure of Ilhan Omar that Democrats literally fucking voted for? Like, absolutely. They will 100% jump on board with that. They have jumped on board with resolutions that condemn Marxism or socialism or whatever the fuck. They will absolutely do that.
I know.
Because Democrats are liberals. They are not socialists.
I hope so, dude.
You hope so? Dude, I mean, like, again, this is where your understanding of socialism, I'm assuming, comes from just, public schools. I can tell you, man, a lot of people don't understand socialism. And I'm not talking about that in the fart-sniffing theory type way where, there are leftists that love to read, like, books on books on books on books about socialist theory, and they go into these, like, pontifications about all, like, philosophical beliefs on all sorts of different economic theory. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just the basics of socialism, the broad strokes, right? A lot of people don't understand it.
I apologize. Who is Matt? Am I speaking to Matt or am I speaking to Nemo? Who am I? You're
talking to Nemo.
Right now? Okay, Nemo.
That's Nemo, and then I'm Matt. So this is my voice.
All right.
Okay?
Hey, guys, it's good to talk to you, man. It's really good to talk to you. It's midnight, man, and I got to get up in the morning. But do you agree that do you think that some of the Democratic Party has kind of gone a little bit out of the norm of where you guys stand as Democrats? Were you guys are Democrats, or do you think that maybe they could just kind of like pull things back a little bit with some some of these the Congress? I mean, I just want to know, like, where are you guys at as far as, like, are you like that moderate Democrat? Are you kind of more like left socialism leaning? Like, where did the two of you stand as far as like affiliation with the party and everything?
Oh, my sweet summer child. Yeah, Matt and I are both, I guess the Schumer would refer to us as far left radicals.
Okay, yeah, well, okay, yeah, so you guys are far left. Okay, that's fine, man. That's fine. I get it. I understand. But anyway, I'm gonna let you two go, man. I appreciate the.
I don't think that you knew that, did you? You didn't realize that based on our conversation.
I didn't realize that, man. But you guys are like,
that's a testament to people not understanding what far left is.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That I hope that I kind of enlighten people but anyway, regardless,
enlighten people on what? You not understanding conservatism or liberalism or socialism? Because what you've said while you've been talking a million miles a minute, what you've said so far is that you are a conservative. You can't explain to me why you're a conservative. You've said that you wish that the Democrats would get back to how they used to be. And I mean, the things that you've pointed out, the Democrats are still firmly whatever it is that you're pointing at, right?
Well, I mean,
and
I did
you're
I mean,
lamenting
I
that
believe
Democrats aren't sufficiently pushing back against socialism. And I have to say, dude, I welcome the day when Democrats stop pushing back against socialism and start
yeah, but I mean,
embracing
you
it
asked me
and
why.
start embracing the
Okay,
populist
sure.
that built that party.
No, I
I
mean,
long for the
okay,
days when they embrace FDR's politics, because
right. No,
FDR's
and
politics is
hey,
exactly
um,
what set the standard for the Democratic Party.
FDR, he did explore in socialism. I mean, he used to visit other countries to get other ideas, and there was a lot of, like the socialist countries out, like countries where he wanted to kind of use their ideas, but he was a great president. He was, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many I mean, I do. I mean, I'm a conservative because the free market, and I mean, yeah. I mean, I gave you some. Just kind of like why
Liberals
I'm
believe in the
I mean,
free market, dude. Like, again, I don't know what free market means. Do you think that Comcast should just be able to dominate media?
No, I don't.
Okay, but that's
Spectrum,
free market.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it is, and it's a monopoly. It's ridiculous.
Right, and that is
right
free
there,
market,
yeah,
because guess
yeah,
what happens in capitalism? It leads
yeah,
to monopoly. It leads to oligarchy. That's what it leads to. That's inevitable, right? If you want
yeah.
unfettered free market capitalism, it will inevitably lead to a handful of companies running the world. That's how that works. We know that that's how that works because
No, you're
we've already
right.
had unfettered free market capitalism. It was called the Gilded Age. It was the late 1800s. That's what it was called. That's what Donald Trump has repeatedly pointed at. He has said over and over that, oh, well, we used to have, that's whenever we were the richest. Like, he used to say that shit all the fucking time because he is trying to redo McKinley, even though that was the late 1800s and things have changed since then, like indoor plumbing and electricity. But Donald Trump wants to go back to that because that's what conservatism is. He wants to conserve the American identity that hasn't existed for nearly 150 fucking years. He wants to go back to that. He wants to regress. It's not conservative. It's not conserving shit. It's regression.
You're right, because and you're right. So capitalism, you got crony capitalism. You're right, and then that's what's the difference between crony capitalism and Marxism, or like a communist where you got only a few. You only got a few heads out there controlling everything. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, you don't understand communism. Please just stop. No, like I mean, I tried to do the nice guy thing where I'm trying to educate you.
Sure.
I don't know if you're receptive to it right now. You don't understand these things, and I mean, it's kind of dangerous, your lack of understanding on this. Okay. So, I mean, just remove communism from your lexicon, please, because we're nowhere near it. It's not going to happen in the United States in our lifetimes. Okay,
that's great,
like,
because
it's just not it's not a thing. People don't believe it. Go ahead.
You oppose communism, and that's great. That's awesome.
I didn't say I opposed communism.
Okay.
I said it's not going to happen.
Okay.
That's like saying I opposed utopia.
But I mean,
just because I know that utopia isn't going to happen doesn't mean that I oppose it.
Okay. All right. I mean, so like, but I mean, if communism happened, you'd be okay with that, right?
Yes. But I can tell you don't know what communism is, because what you think communism is that the government runs everything, and that they make the decisions for you, and that you only have like a handful of choices. Like you just said it yourself, that everybody gets equal pay for whatever. And that like you think communism is this caricature of the Soviet Union from back in the day. You think that's what communism is. That's what most Americans think communism is. And it's simply not.
No,
it simply is not
get
that.
It, man. It's an ideology.
Okay, tell me what I just said.
Right. It's ideology.
Tell me what I just said.
I mean,
no. Tell me what I just said.
No, because I kind of interrupted you at the end. So
you interrupted me. I already told you this once.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't tell me that you get it, because you don't, because you're not listening.
Okay. No, listen. I mean, I get it, man. You just no private property. I mean, I get all of that. But I mean, what you're saying is that
again, you don't know what fucking communism is. Tell me what private property is.
You just people that own their homes, people that own businesses.
Wrong.
I mean. So communism doesn't
Owning a
take over any of
business,
that?
that would be private.
Okay.
Owning a home, that is personal. In
Okay.
communism, personal property exists. Private property in the context of communism means something upon which you can generate money. You can generate
Okay.
capital. You can exploit people. That is private. Private as in
I just
a
like that.
private
So
business, okay?
so
Again,
communism.
that is
Okay,
what it
yeah.
means in the context of communism, but I don't
Oh.
need to explain this to you because
I just don't know
communism
how
is
how
so
does capitalism
incredibly
fit in with
far away from
communism?
anything that we could possibly achieve right now.
No.
The closest that we're going to get is social democracy in our lifetimes.
If communism replaces capitalism, where does capitalism kind of
If aliens
fit into
invade
communism?
tomorrow, what happens to people in Iowa?
Mm-hmm. If what?
Tell me.
I'm sorry. You say what? If somebody invaded?
Yeah, if aliens invade tomorrow, what happens to people in Iowa?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just what
you don't know. Why don't you know?
Or what? I mean,
no, why don't you know? You should know that.
If aliens came in and invaded Iowa, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, do we? What are the numbers? Like, what are we looking at? I mean, are we going to be able? I mean,
the numbers.
Aliens
the fuck are you talking about? The numbers. Aliens are invading Earth. What happens to farmers in Iowa? Do you see how silly that question is?
But I mean, I just don't understand. You're talking about like.
You don't understand the question because the question shouldn't be understood because it's so out of left field. I'm asking you a crazy hypothetical. You're saying, well, if communism replaces capitalism, that's not how that works.
No, what I said is that I don't know how capitalism and communism even fit together. How does that even I mean, then you're kind of still in socialism, aren't you? I mean, if you're communism kind of just takes private property and ownership and everything. So how does capitalism fit into that? And then you're whatever. Wages capped. Everybody's just kind of like an equal. Maybe not. You got the few percentage that
maybe not.
I
literally explained to you how your understanding of communism is not what it's not that. It's not what you just described. It is not that.
No, but what is okay? What I'm saying is that I just don't see how capitalism and communism would even fit together because it just doesn't.
Oh God. Okay. Again, communism is not what you think it is. Okay. If you want something, this is the easiest way to remember communism: stateless, classless, moneyless. Period. Communism, essentially, once you remove scarcity from an economy, it's essentially Star Trek. Go watch Star Trek, like the future, like anything that takes place where you can see how Earth is in Star Trek. Go watch that.
You're right.
That is communism.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
do you under? Hi, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Hi, I'm Erica. Hi, I just got here, but I heard you guys talking about one of my favorite things, not democratic, but social democracy. That's actually one of my favorite things. So I just wanted to make sure when you hear the word social caller, do you automatically think socialism?
No, not at all. I don't.
Okay, so do you know what Nemo means when he says social democracy?
Well, we were kind of into communism, so we were talking about I
Yeah,
don't,
but you
yeah.
Yeah, but you started asking him about like you asked him how do communism and socialism like intertwine, like how do they go together? They don't go together. They're complete opposites of each other.
No, I get it. I
Because
get socialism. Yeah,
you got that?
socialism. Yeah, so socialism, and you kind of its aim is to, I guess, it kind of targets inequality as far as wages and money and everything. Like communism is just stateless, just kind of a takeover of everything. And so
It's
yeah, I
not a
mean, I get that,
takeover.
but yeah.
No, communism wouldn't be a takeover. Those things simply don't exist. All right. So everyone pretty much just works to their ability. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And the needs are provided for. That's pretty much communism. So you don't have money, so there's no currency. You don't have a government, so
Who
there's no
doesn't want
state.
money or currency? I don't understand that. Like, why would you not want money or currency?
Because
You
your
know, like,
needs will be your needs will be provided for, so you wouldn't need
yeah,
to
but I
have
mean,
it
like,
exist.
I just don't understand, like, why can't somebody just be better? There's people that are just better than other people when it comes to business, when it comes to talents, and that's why you see the Jeff Bezos. That's why you see Zuckerberg. Those are your.
No.
I mean, so what?
So
So
you
would
would be
you think
stuck.
that?
Uh-huh.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
but would you say that like a Mark Zuckerberg should be that you should be making the same amount of money as Zuckerberg, or you should get the same amount of benefits like Mark Zuckerberg? Do you feel, you as an
When you say
individual, do you think that
benefits, what do you mean by benefits?
when I'm talking about, you talking about like there's no currency. So who gets currency? Like so
There
who
is no currency. You have to remove
okay,
yourself
does
from
that include
capitalism and to
everybody? That
Holy
does
understand
shit,
that
dude!
include
Have
communism.
you
Mark?
ever seen fucking Star
Yeah.
Trek? Have you ever seen Star Trek?
Dude, I don't watch. Yeah, I've never seen Star Trek.
Well,
Dude.
then
I've never watched Star
fucking go watch fucking Star Trek. That's
don't wanna watch-
communism.
I'm exercising the patience of a mother here. Was it that bad, y'all? Was it that bad?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I just got here like 3 minutes ago when I heard Nemo yelling.
Yeah, he burned my patience because like he was doing what he was doing with you, where he kept talking while you're talking. He was doing that the whole fucking
Really?
call, the
Oh
whole
God,
time. He
that's
wasn't
so
listening.
funny. Okay, I was just having the patience of a mother because what it sounded like to me is that he wasn't gonna get communism, and it's like no one had the time to do that. But it sounds like he was conflating what you said about the best economic system that we'll likely get in our lifetime, maybe social democracy, which I do agree with, which is just based off of the Nordic system. So higher taxes and social welfare programs. That's it. But that was fun. No.
Oh
No.
man.
Okay. All right. I tried, Matt. I tried. And I was like, God damn it. God damn it, son. I
Caller.
was trying to.
He also the just the interrupting. He is just like, honestly, Nemo talked to him. I would say like 85% of that was all him, and he was really, really, really trying very hard to explain a number of different things to him, and the kid just kept interrupting him over and over and over. I'm like, dude, you're just like, you're not listening. And at one point, Nemo was even like, can you repeat back what I just said? And the kid was like, no, I started talking.
I heard that part. Yeah. I was like, God damn.
Like, come on, dude. Oh, hang on. Thank you for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
No.
Okay, how old are you and what state did you vote in?
26, New Mexico.
Okay, I'm just going to put you on a brief hold, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of your hair. I think his main thing is that he's stuck on capitalism, and then also he doesn't understand just like how much money $1 billion really is. And a lot of people, unfortunately, has that confused. No one needs $1 billion. No one. But
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go. Y'all have fun.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Oh, thank you, Twilight Seal, for sending that over to Erika. Thank you guys for taking care of our friend Nemo. Real quick, before we talk to our next guest here, thank you to our friend Pamela on the Blue app. Said thank you, Matt, for always giving us a great live. Of course, you're welcome. Thank you also, Pamela on the Blue app, who a few minutes later said, I'm sorry, I have to give you more from that caller. Fair, friend. Thank you. And then thank you to Eric on the Blue app. He said, you asked the caller before how you spell fascist. I wanted to help him out. It's spelled Trump. So disappointed that my fellow Hispanics drank the Kool-Aid. Thank you, Eric. That was a good one, by the way. Last but not least, thank you over on the tube. Once again, to our friend Melvin. Melvin, you're too kind. Really appreciate it. It says, God, please, if I hear one more MAGA say they voted for Obama to absolve themselves of their present decisions. Yeah. Oh, and thank you, Dora, and thank you for everyone else who's been knocking out the gift goal and gifting both of us. We really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you. You got anything?
Yeah. Thank you to Pamela for the 2 Venmos. You said, for making these people realize how dumb they truly are. It's it's a thing. And then you said, I'm sorry for this caller that doesn't understand communism. Yeah, that caller didn't understand a lot of things. Yeah.
Oh, it was, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, all right, we're gonna move right on and pick up this next caller. Caller, thank you for holding. We appreciate it. So can you tell us why do you still support Donald Trump in May of 2026?
Oh no, I don't.
Oh, you don't? I'm sorry. I thought you said that you do still support Donald.
No,
that you
no,
were a
no.
Trump
I'm
supporter.
sorry.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Then it's my fault. I misheard you. Did you have something you wanted to say real quick before we let you go?
Yeah. I didn't want to like take up too much time, but I figured it would be easier for me to like talk to someone who knows more than to just Google it. But I really do not understand the difference between socialism and communism, and I just kind of wanted someone to like explain that to me.
Oh, okay. Sure, we can do that. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna bring you down. If you don't want to, so that we can keep. I want to keep the phone line open for another caller. But you can
Mhm.
just keep listening on the stream, okay? And we can go over the difference real quick. Is that okay?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. We appreciate you calling in, friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sure. I don't know, Nemo. Do you wanna do it? You want me to do it? I don't know. You wanna you
Yeah,
can go ahead, my
the
friend.
easiest way to think about it, and the easiest way just to try and remember it later on is socialism is the road, and communism is the destination. Right. So socialism is the transition between capitalism and communism. Okay, communism is the end point. Right now, people will get confused because there are countries and parties that call themselves communist. So, for instance, China, you have the CCP, right? Chinese Communist Party. And obviously, the Soviet Union at different points called itself communist. Cuba was called itself communist. And Vietnam, also, the party in power, they call themselves communist. To be clear, communism, very simply, is essentially a utopia state. That's when you achieve that's where you want to get to, right? Which is a world where you don't need a government and you don't need currency, and there are no economic social classes, right? So it's stateless, classless, moneyless. Those three words, okay? That's communism. Stateless, no government, classless, no economic classes like, upper class, middle class, lower class, working class, whatever. None of that. And moneyless, there's no currency.
Thank you for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How old are you and what state are you in?
I am 31. I'm in California.
Okay, we're going to put you on just a brief hold. We'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, we want to finish up what you were saying.
Yeah, and so very quickly, socialism is essentially just a transition. It is the road with the intent of eventually getting to communism. It doesn't mean that socialism is communism. Sometimes people will conflate them. We'll point to how Marx didn't really make a distinction back in the day. Again, these are theory people, and I love theory people because they are important and they serve a purpose. Also, theory people can be fucking insufferable sometimes. Please don't get caught up on the labels when it comes to communism versus socialism. Okay, the point is socialism. That's where the workers own the means of production. What does that mean? The workers own the business. Co-ops are socialism. That is how you should think about it. I hope that clears it up.
Absolutely. And despite the intensity of what I said, I still recommend that you watch Star Trek and view it from the lens of they're a communist society, because that's what Gene Roddenberry was envisioning. Nobody pays for anything. Everyone's needs are taken care of. People still have jobs, and they do things that they want to do, and they're able to pursue interests and whatnot. Jean-Luc Picard gets to play his flute, and drink his Earl Grey tea, and go back to his family's vineyard in France when he wants to, and et cetera, all of the above. So I mean that. Watch it under that lens. So, all right, let's talk to a new friend here. Caller, thank you for holding. You said you're 31 from California. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, I am.
Why do you still support Donald Trump in May of 2026?
I gotta be honest, I don't really support what he's done recently, especially with the war in Iran. And I got a basic question for you guys, because I'm not gonna go on about debating and defending him. But I've been noticing this narrative that some of the Trump supporters have been pushing out, and they've been trying to push out that that the reason why the war in Iran is going on is because they're trying to affect China, especially with the moves that they've made with Venezuela and all that. And I more or less is that his kind of like narrative? Is that he's trying to push that he's trying to affect China? Is that on the geopolitical spectrum? Would you guys perceive it that way, or is it just a bunch of horse shit?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm my personal opinion is I think that if that's what he's trying to do, holy fuck, what a terrible, terrible way to go about this. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I could say. Like, if this was intentional, goddamn, this is the stupidest fucking administration we've ever had. I mean, I still think it's probably the stupidest administration we've ever had. This is a kakistocracy. But, like, this is what an awful way to try and accomplish this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's something called sane washing, and sane washing is, I mean, it is, kind of, it's a pejorative label, but it's basically, it's trying to make sense out of insane decisions made by Donald Trump to try and be like, oh, well, actually 4D chess, right? And people will try to provide an explanation to something that is just nonsensical. They literally tried to do it with Covfefe. Like, that's how crazy it was. You remember Covfefe back in the long time, and the long ago, whenever he tweeted out Covfefe, 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 there were whole articles written about what that could mean. That is sane washing, right? Same thing is true with so many different decisions that he makes.
Okay, because I was just wondering, that's literally the only question I had, because I've had multiple people that were similar to me. I voted for Trump, but I've kind of digressed on that with the whole Epstein and the Iran situation with Israel and all that. I just want to know, because I've heard that the narrative was to like hurt China and hurt them like politically and their economy and all that stuff with the oil and everything. And I was like,
yeah,
I don't know if
I've heard that too. And I mean, I can very quickly just, give you a simple version of why that argument doesn't hold water. So the argument, this is like, and you laid it out pretty well. Like the argument that this is a bigger plan is that Venezuela and Iran were the two primary places that China got oil from, right?
Yeah.
And they did that at a discount too. Like, China was able to get a discount because, these countries were sanctioned, and so they had to kind of do it under the table. Also, Venezuela, socialist country, obviously China wants to throw them a bone, that whole thing, right?
Yeah.
That was so the argument was, if you take Venezuela off the board, if you take Iran off the board, now China doesn't have access to oil. More or less, that is the argument. That was the strategy, right? That's the sane washing of what Trump has been doing. Now, here's why that doesn't really hold water at all. So, Venezuela still doing business with China, still selling oil to China to this day. Okay, so nothing changed there. Number two, Iran still selling oil to China, and if Iran if Iran stopped selling oil to China, China would just get its oil from any other country that sells oil. There are many, right? So Russia, I mean, literally to the north of China, and they are pretty cozy. Russia and China, which, you know, they've had a I don't know, on again, off again relationship over the years. But Russia and China have been pretty cozy since the shit popped off in Ukraine. And so Russia would happily sell its oil to China, and China would happily consume it. So if for whatever reason Iran were just magically, okay, no more oil to China, okay, cool, they would just backfill it with Russian oil, which means that Russia would get a ton of money, and that's not good for us. Also, it would cost more than likely. And if it costs more, that means that whatever they're using that oil for, that cost gets passed along the supply chain, right? Because, hey, you know, oil is used to make gas, oil is used to make plastic, oil's all sorts of different things, right? And it, you know, this is economics of, you know, input, output, right? So input cost goes up a little bit. Okay, well, that means that the final price tag has to go up a little bit to make up for that, right? So all that's going to do is make stuff that comes out of China more expensive. And we get a lot of stuff from China. And should we bring some manufacturing back or should we try to get manufacturing back here? Should we try to be less dependent on China? I'm all for that. We're going about it the wrong way. We can't do it overnight. And so what Trump is doing makes everything more expensive now on the promise, on the hope that tomorrow, and by tomorrow I mean like 5-10 years from now, we'll be able to do the manufacturing here. And 5-10 years from now, when we're able to do that manufacturing, let's just say perfect world, it happens, and it's 5 years. 5 years, boom, now we're manufacturing whatever it is in America now. Well, guess what? It's not going to be cheaper because the price increased. The price went up the second that we put tariffs on stuff, the second that we made oil more expensive for China. The price, the floor, basically the absolute minimum, what the market agreed upon, saying, well, this is how much I'm willing to pay for a t-shirt. It was $5, now it's $10. Well, guess what? An American company is not going to turn around and say, we're selling it for $5. Why would they do that? You're leaving money on the table. And this is America. We don't do that. So the argument that Trump is trying to do 4D chess with this and it's going to hurt China, no, it's simply not. I think that maybe that is like a spin, but it doesn't work out because all that we're doing is, disrupting global supply chains, which pisses off all of our allies. And we think that doing that will hurt China when China doesn't give a shit. China doesn't care. They don't care. They have like 6 months of oil reserves, and it's China. Like if the going gets tough, China will clamp down because they have the power to do that over their people, and their people will accept that. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that's how it is. So this is not a game that we should play. Like I've described, one analogy I've used is, let's say that you have a war between two kingdoms. One kingdom has all the gold, the other kingdom has all the grain. Which one wins?
Probably going to be the one with all the gold.
No, all the grain.
No, all the grain. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because you can't eat gold, right? Like gold is great and all, but you can't eat gold. But you can eat grain. And when you're doing a war of attrition, the one with all the grain, they tend to win. So that's the point, is that China, if we want to do this like, we're going to do a war of attrition, we're going to starve you out. China is willing to subsist, and they are capable of subsisting in ways that Americans are not used to. Like, we're just not. Like, you turn off our Netflix, and all of a sudden, but there's some problems there, right? So that I mean, I kind of went off on a tangent, but I hope that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. I just wanted to, be able to kind of prove that argument. I'm more or less, my wife has brought up that argument that this is the long game, and I'm like, I don't see a long game in this because you already got Iran setting up mines in the Strait of Hormuz, and it's practically going to be impossible to find out where those are. So I'm a little indifferent with everything that's going on, and it's just like I've been a Republican for a while, but it's making me more like, it's like, why are we doing this? This just makes no sense why we got ourselves in a war with Iran. But I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time.
I can explain to you why we did it.
I know. You guys give me the answer and everything, but I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. I rather have you guys like debate with somebody else because I'm kind of enjoying just seeing these guys get the arguments, the holes poked in their arguments. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate answering my question. I appreciate you guys both.
Okay, friend. Well, you have a good night. Okay.
All right. You too.
All right. Take care.
Yep.
Okay.
A little bit of hope. A little bit of hope on that one. A little bit of hope.
I think I caught a little bit of a I think I got a little bit of the right wing algo with my latest video, Nemo.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. I got some angry MAGA chirping away in the comments. For you guys who haven't seen it, I will allow me to show you. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see here. No, guess I can't do that at the same time. Oh, well, that's fine. Not a big deal. I'll bring it back in a second. Okay.
That reminds me. I'm going to switch back to my other account. Earlier, I had it was that 10-minute flight.
Yeah, switch back. So, let's see here. All right. There he is. So yeah, so I popped this off earlier today. Because I was like that's a dumb take from the older millennial. Surprise, surprise. So anyways, I'm getting a lot of anger. Let's just say anger directed at me on this one. So enjoy.
All right, Catholics, I got some questions for you. So I'm supposed to respect this dude, right?
Yeah, Joe, that's someone you should respect. Uh-huh.
Like, according to you, this is the Catholic God's representative on Earth, right?
Yeah, that's who he is. I don't think you needed Catholics to tell you that. Uh-huh.
Okay, so if he's the representative of the one true God, what the fuck is he doing in other gods' temples? What the fuck is he doing observing the rites and practices of other religions? And why is he bowing to an image of another god? Because he did all those things. Like, it's on video. Like, you guys can argue with me all you fucking want. It's on video. We saw him do it. He did it.
Tell me you've never taken any sort of theology or religion class in your entire life, bud. Because if you had, you would know that Christians, Jews, and Muslims all worship the same God, the God of Abraham. That's why they're called Abrahamic religions. It's the same God. That's what we're talking about here. So when the Pope goes into, say, a mosque and he worships Allah, the Arabic word for God, it's the same God. It's the God of Abraham. Or if he goes into a synagogue and prays to that God, it's the same God. Likewise, if an imam goes into a Catholic church and prays to the Catholic God, as you would probably say, it's the same God, the God of Abraham. I'm really sorry that this is a difficult concept for you to understand, but the Pope isn't doing anything wrong by praying to his own God. Hope that helps.
All right.
So, yeah, I saw that video, and people are flip. By the way, if you guys haven't already, I would appreciate it if you go and engage with that video. Be great. Thank you. The funniest part about this, I don't, Nemo, I'm not sure of how much you caught of that. But
Oh, I watched it earlier.
oh, you watched it earlier. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So the funniest part about the whole thing is that anyone who's basically like, that's not how that works, blah 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 blah. I'm just like, okay, cool. I was like, but you might want to tell the Catholic Church. Oh, no, well, hold on. Let me pull up. Do I have it? I know I had it earlier. Hold, please. No, you don't want to see that again. Here, I'll pull it up. You might want to tell the Vatican Church, because the Nostra Aetate, which is Latin, and the Second Vatican Council, you guys, kind of says exactly what I said, because that's the official position of the Catholic Church. And there are actually people in the comments right now who are arguing that shit, and they're like, well, no, actually, no, because that's not how, because of the Trinity and because of Jesus. Well, if that was true, then there would only be one religion, because then it would all be. I'm like, that's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. It's just that the religions all come from the, oh, that's fun, cute. They are all based and start with Abraham, who only believed in that one God. So that's why they're all called Abrahamic religions. And the in the Vatican II Council, in the Nostra Aetate, they actually said this specifically. Here it is. This is from 1965, when the Catholic Church did a bunch of different shit, and they wrote a bunch of different things down. Number 3 in this document: the Church regards with esteem also the Muslims. They adore the one God, living and subsisting in himself, merciful and all-powerful, the creator of heaven and earth, who has spoken to men. They take pains to submit wholeheartedly to his even inscrutable decrees, just as Abraham, with whom the faith of Islam takes pleasure in linking itself, submitted to God. Although they do not acknowledge Jesus as God, they revere him as a prophet. They also honor Mary, his Virgin Mother, and at times even call on her with devotion. In addition, they await the day of judgment, when God will render their deserts to those who have been raised up from the dead. Finally, they value moral life and worship God, especially through prayer, almsgiving, and fasting. Everything about this in this entire document, if you would like to read it, is all about how Christians and Jews and Muslims share the same God, and we should respect them. In fact, this was considered to be a landmark document more for condemning anti-Semitism and saying how much that we should be respecting our Jewish brothers and sisters in the Catholic Church. That was actually what this document was more hailed for. But it says The Catholic Church recognizes those religions as Abrahamic religions and says it's the same God. You might not like it, but I think that the Catholic theologians who worked on Vatican II know a little bit more than you do, internet guy. Oh, what do you got, Nemo? Something fun?
This is a bit of a nostalgia bait. So I don't know about y'all, but I know growing up, when there was nothing on TV, I'd be flipping through the channels. There was a God channel. I think it was called like God TV or something. And they would play this all the time. All the time. Okay? Listen closely.
Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Hail Mary, full.
So they're doing Hail Marys, right? Like that's what it is. The whole reason I'm playing this is because she's like the head nun lady. I don't know what the titles are, but she's like the head nun, and she's doing Hail Marys, right? I need people to think of the words. To anybody that thinks that Catholics are not Christian, think about the words in a Hail Mary. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Which Mary are we talking about? Mother Mary. Who was she the mother of? Jesus. Who is the Lord? Jesus. So, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Clearly, the Catholics are Christians. Not to mention Catholic symbols. Like, really? The symbol of Catholicism is Jesus on a crucifix. Most other Protestant religions, it's just a cross. The Catholics are old school hardcore. They include dying Jesus hanging up there.
Yeah.
They're Christians.
A lot of times there's got to be like blood on there and shit too. Also, Nemo, it's you generally be Mother Superior is the head nun. And also
There you go, Mother Superior.
Also, did you tape that off EWTN because that's the Catholic cable network?
I absolutely did. Yes. Like I said, man, I'd be flipping through channels back in like 2007, and this would be on nonstop.
That's amazing. Daisy, you're not connecting. If you're a Trump supporter, you're welcome to re-request. Guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, request up over here on TikTok, or you can call in over from the tube. We've got about 1,400 people over here on the TikToks, and we've got 200 people over on the tube. That's a lot of people for there to not be any Trump supporters. Oh, and thank you, Beth, for that guitar, the gift of the jewels. Appreciate that. Thank you, friend. Yeah, head penguin. Yeah, exactly that. It's like in Blues Brothers. Although nothing beats Sister Act. Okay, I just want to point that out. Nothing beats Sister Act. Period.
I love
the end.
Both of them.
Yes,
I so love both of them. Oh my God, the music is just it goes hard. I was thinking about the music in, I think it was Sister Act 2. It was the montage.
Oh, the montage is great when they clean everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a touch of love. Like, oh my God.
Just a touch of love.
Makes me want to, I don't know, go and be productive. It was great. Loved it.
It's great. I'm related to one of the I'm related distantly to one of the nuns.
Really?
Yeah. So she has my her family kept the Lebanese last name, unlike my family who changed to an English last name, because gotta integrate. You know, we were those people.
Wait, which nun is it? Is it like one of the ones that has lines in the thing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll send you. I'll send it to you. You know her for sure. I'm gonna send it. I'll send it to you. I forget what her name was in it though.
Whoopi, obviously. Yeah, of course.
You guys got me. It's Whoopi. That's right. What's her name? Here. Oh, damn it. That was their stupid paywall. Here. All right, there. That's who it was. Now you know. Yeah. Fucking Sister Act, man. Great movie. That was absolutely my grandmother's favorite movie. My Situ was her favorite fucking movie. It was amazing. Love it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So
she had pipes.
Well, yeah.
She had a set of pipes.
Yeah. I know, right? I know. I don't know, guys. I don't want to. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to give. I don't want too much. And I don't know. Too much info. I don't know. You know what I'll do, guys? I'll put it in the Discord. Okay. So if you guys are in the Discord, then go over there. No, Rob. We're not afraid. We just don't want to. We just don't want to talk to you. Okay. That's just really what it is. Sorry. But yeah, Sister Act was such a great fucking movie.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, guys, where are the Trump supporters? Trump supporters, come on over, and talk to us. Say hello, please. Come and chat. But anyways, if you haven't already, I'd appreciate if you guys would do us a favor and go help boost that video, do all the things. Erika, shut up. I don't want to. I don't know, dude. Do you want to talk to Rob?
Hell no.
Well, then there you go.
I hate talking to Rob. It's just like, I don't know. It's like talking to an AM radio that you forgot was on. It's been left on for hours and hours, and you don't even know what the fuck is playing. It's some kind of talk radio, and it's turned down halfway, and it's not really that clear, so you don't really understand it, but you do know that it's something about bigotry, and it's like 2 a.m, and you're like, what the fuck am I listening to? It sounds like some type of right-wing discount Rush Limbaugh shit. That's essentially Rob. And no, it's just it's a constant feed. Just a constant feed of whatever the fuck.
Guys, I just want to point something out. Erika hates all of you. Erika legitimately, Erika just hates all of you. She's like, this is her. She hates all of you. Because if she liked you, if she cared about you, she would not be suggesting this.
Johnny Angel said exactly what you guys do. What does that mean, Johnny Angel?
What?
Also, Gramingo, thank you for the Venmo. He said for some Tylenol. Well, I definitely need that. Thank you, Amber, for the Venmo. You said, for your patience with the conservative who doesn't know why he's a conservative. I'm worried you're going to rub off the top layer of skin of your forehead. Here's $5 for some ointment. Well, that is necessary, definitely. And thank you to Josh for the Venmo. That was very generous. Thank you very much, Josh. You said humans have tried privatized public services. Ancient Rome had private fire departments. They'd show up and demand money to put out fires. If you couldn't pay, they'd let it burn down, then buy the empty lot. That's why Crassus got so rich. Yes, indeed. We also had private fire departments in America. If you watch Gangs of New York, there's like a scene where there are two competing fire departments, and
that's right.
are arguing with each other, and they let the house burn down.
It's pretty fucking funny, actually, when you think about it. It's kind of amazing. So, oh, you want? Okay, there you go, guys. By the way, that link is now up in the Discord. So if you want to see which one I was talking about, join the Discord. It's in Nemo's Linktree, my Linktree. Also, if you're wondering how Nemo is reading those off, or I was reading some off earlier, if you want to offer us additional support, links in our bios. We appreciate you guys very much for doing that. We appreciate you very much for helping with the live goal or with Nemo's coins. If you're over on the tube, you can find links for us right down in the description. Same thing, the link tree is right there. Or if you'd like to send me a super chat, you're more than welcome to. The phone line is open and the guest box is open for Trump supporters. So yes, Erika, he left. Yeah, it's because nope, he's there. No, he's still in the. He's still in the. Rob says, "Do you take food stamps?" Oh,
pretty sure that's illegal, Rob.
I think so. That's fraud. Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
27, Texas.
Okay. Well, why do you still support Donald Trump?
Because he's basically the only president I've seen in recent years that's supporting the nuclear energy industry, which I think is the future of energy. He's lowering the licensing fees, which has been very costly for a lot of these companies to get regulation through. And he's subsidizing companies like Oklo to develop SMRs for data centers, so you don't have to rely on coal and fossil fuels for that impact local areas.
Okay, but wasn't Donald Trump championing championing coal and saying that he wanted to save coal and was trying to save coal? I'm a little confused by the duality of those two things.
Sure. So I think both can be true. He can deregulate and maybe give aid to the coal industry to try to alleviate some of its burden and maybe try to lower energy prices, while at the same time also subsidizing SMRs and nuclear power for the future, because we only have an estimated 40 to 50 years worth of fossil fuels left.
I mean, it depends on how you want to count, like what fossil fuels you're talking about. Like oil, we're not going to deplete oil for at least the next 200 years, more than likely. Coal, it's been on its way out for decades, and it continued to be on its way out under Donald Trump. Like if you look, coal hasn't grown; it's continued to die under Donald Trump. As far as nuclear power is concerned, I mean, when you say that he is helping nuclear power by deregulating, I'm not a fan of deregulation when it comes to nuclear energy. And I say this as someone who is a massive supporter of nuclear power. Like I catch shit all the time from people on the left who they're kind of averse to nuclear power. You know, they're kind of spooked by it, and I tell them every single time. I tell them I was one of you. I also was scared of nuclear power because I grew up in the 90s, and a lot of people follow me. They grew up in the 90s, some in the early 2000s, a lot in the 80s, and they grew up in, you know, Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, Captain America, right? Or I'm sorry, not Captain America, Captain Planet. The whole idea that nuclear power was bad or dangerous, or, you know, nuclear waste is just toxic sludge that creates the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and so we shouldn't have that because it's dangerous. I absolutely was of that mindset for a long time. And then I started learning about nuclear power. I started learning about like modern nuclear power, not old school nuclear power, modern nuclear reactors. And the truth is, all of the scary things that people think about with nuclear power, they've been engineered out. They've been fixed because enough smart people, enough engineers have been thrown at the problem that we've solved them. We've literally solved them. Yeah. The only issue that we have is that number one, it's expensive. It is expensive to build a nuclear power plant. Part of that is permitting, but that's not really it. Like, the reason it's so expensive to build a nuclear power plant is because it takes some fucking crazy engineering to do it. And you have to I guess, measure twice, cut once, especially when it comes to nuclear power. Because if you fuck up there, that is extremely dangerous. So that's why I've always been against the idea of deregulation when it comes to nuclear power. I tend to go the other route, which is not to further regulate it, but instead to nationalize it. To say, look, I don't want to drown private companies in more regulation because it'll make it even slower. I want the government to take full ownership of nuclear power. To say nuclear power is one of those things that if we fuck it up, bad things happen. So we want to regulate it. But also, it's expensive. Also, we know that private companies, they're incentivized to try and nickel and dime as much as they can. And, you know, you can look at this in construction companies. If they can work their way around a regulation, they will. And I don't want to risk that with nuclear power. You know, I mean, honestly, I don't want to risk that with most things, but especially nuclear power. So with that in mind, I just want the government to own nuclear power, nuclear energy, period. And to say, hey, government's going to build nuclear power plants? Cool. And yes, they're going to employ people to do it? Awesome. Cool. Whatever. That's how it works. And the benefit of doing it that way is that, one, there's no profit motive, right? So you don't have to worry about companies trying to work their way around regulation to you know, bend the rules or to squeeze through certain BS policies or whatever. Don't have to worry about that. That's number one. Number two is that I mean, the cost doesn't matter anymore, because when it comes to companies, well, companies have to make money. That's the rule, right? Because if a company doesn't make money, they go bankrupt. And with nuclear power, well, that shit's expensive. So you've got to figure out a way to do that. If a government is running it, government doesn't have to make money, right? The government is allowed to run deficits. Is that ideal? No, but that's allowed. We do that all the time already. We do it with the military. We do it with literally anything that you can think of that the government does. The profit side of things is not in question, right? So I think that with nuclear power saying, hey, private companies, y'all can have all the other stuff. You can have windmills. You can have even dams to an extent. Like you can have coal. You can have gas, hydro, geothermal. You can have all the energy things that you want. You cannot have nuclear. That one we take off the table. That one we manage ourselves. We build the nuclear power plants, we standardize them, the end. France does this. South Korea has done this to certain extents. And I mean, when France, they did this back in the 90s. Like, they didn't exactly do nationalization, but they did standardizing, where they're like, this is the type of power plant you will build. That is it. There is no deviation. We're sticking to this template, and we're building a fuck ton of them because we know it works and we're good. They did that. And France doesn't ever have to worry about a shortage of electricity because they have nuclear power. And nuclear power, I mean, again, this is why I'm like basically an evangelical for nuclear power. That is the only source of power that we have right now that is effectively unlimited. That right now, today, that we could do right now, that we could generate so much electricity that we would not have to worry about shortages. That's the only one. Solar, one day, solar. But not today, not tomorrow, not next week. Solar is not there yet. There's still plenty of science stuff that has to be figured out with solar, okay? With hydro is good. But again, dams are expensive and they kind of fuck up the environment occasionally, and you got to make sure that they're maintained and all that. So dams, absolutely. The point is that nuclear power is the only one that has the ability to just replace pretty much any type of base level electricity. I am all for rolling nuclear out in a big way in this country. What I'm not for is doing that by cutting regulation, making it easier for companies to come in here and, maybe not do it the right way. Because unfortunately in this country, when that happens, people don't go to prison. They get fined, right? And sometimes the fine doesn't even get paid. So I mean, unless we're talking about you are going to prison, unless that is the case, I don't trust the private companies when it comes to nuclear. I know I said a lot. Just I apologize.
Yeah. So I hear what you're saying. In an ideal world, I would agree with you that France's model would probably be the best, since they also have like some of the lowest emissions too for CO2. But unfortunately, we're just not in the ideal world, and even no Democrats are really pro-nuclear that I've seen, especially presidential candidates. If anything, they're for rolling it back. Like Newsom was going to roll one back, but he just said he's just going to leave it status quo for now because it would be impractical. For the deregulation, it hasn't been made. The details haven't been made public yet from the 2025 bill. I think it was the bill that was passed. It hasn't been made public. I know some of the details have been to lower some of the licensing fees and it's shortening the time. So I wouldn't know exactly what the details on that would be, but I do know that they're subsidizing Oklo for working on SMRs, which would be small nuclear power plants, to power data centers. So in a way, like the government is overseeing Oklo and its development of SMRs. And I think they're like, that's in the process of being finished by 2028, so that smaller nuclear power plants are just like localized instead of these big ones that take a lot of money. But I mean, I would agree with you in an ideal world, maybe have it like France, but seeing is like it's like a choice between two bad options, between zero new nuclear energy and maybe some slight deregulation, which would be like I wouldn't even know what that would even look like because the details haven't been made public. Between 0 and 1, I would just have to go with 1.
So, I mean, if that were the only thing, then I could agree with you. But So like my motivation, and this is really the question, like what's the underlying motivation there? My motivation for why I'm big on nuclear power, twofold. It all comes back to I believe in man-made climate change. I believe that we need to stop the insane way that we have done power generation for over a century now. I believe that we still have a chance, a very slim chance of avoiding the worst of climate change if we do it now, if we start, because do it just sticking our heads in the sand and pretending like it's not happening. Oh no, it's happening. It's happening. So people will say, "Oh yeah, but Al Gore said the world would end in 2015." No, but also that was the idea that if nothing changed, and things did change after Al Gore talked about did Inconvenient Truth and all that, there were higher standards put in place. And also there are plenty of bad things that have happened since then. I mean, the hottest years on record, the 4 out of the last 5 have been in the last 5 years, or last, I don't know, 10 years, something like that. We're only getting hotter on average, and we're only seeing more and more ecosystems collapse. I mean, how old did you say you were?
27.
27. So, okay. Do you might be just a little too young. Well, no, you're right. You're right on the cusp. Do you remember whenever you were a kid and if your parents would drive on the interstate for a few hours, when you got out of the car, the front of the car would be covered in bugs, squish bugs? Do you kind of vaguely remember that?
Yeah.
If not, it's okay.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. Now, that's not happening that much anymore. Think about the last time that you drove on the interstate for, I don't know, let's say a decent amount of time. Let's say 2-3 hours on the interstate. And at the end of that, you get out of your car, look at the front of your car. How many bugs are on your windshield? How many bugs are on the grill and stuff? Think about the last time that it was covered, right? Because back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I mean really not that long ago, 30 years ago. 30 years ago, cars would always be covered in bugs. That's how it was back in the day, because there were so many more bugs. There were a shit ton of, and there's still a lot of bugs. There were way more. That is an example of us changing the world. And also, I mean, part of that is climate change. Part of that is, obviously we're driving constantly, but that's an example of that. But my motivation for the nuclear thing, I believe in climate change. I want to fix that. I think that we're smart enough to do it. We just have to have the will to do it. Okay? So with that motivation in mind, nuclear makes all the sense in the world. One, because fission, right now, that's the kind that we have right now, makes a shit ton of power. Fusion, that's the end goal. That's the ball game. If we get fusion, if we achieve fusion, we get unlimited energy. That is end goal. Fuck it, we ball, popping bottles, we win, right? That's unlimited electricity. Awesome, cool. The only way that we get to fusion is by dumping fuck tons of money into nuclear research broadly. That includes fission. So to anybody out there that is worried about reactors, like the reactors that they think about, those are fission reactors. And if you're worried about that, again, smart people have solved a lot of the problems that people think about with nuclear. A lot of the waste that nuclear power plants generate can be recycled. And when I say recycled, I mean the waste is spat out, and then they take it and then they use it as fuel. Over 90% of the waste that a nuclear power plant generates can be recycled into fuel for that nuclear power plant. And anything that can't can be turned into glass and then kept on site in a super safe, what they call it a cask. It's basically, it's a fucking sarcophagus looking thing. But it's designed to not break or leak or anything. I'm fine with that because it's not like we need some gigantic field to do that. Most of that stuff is kept on site, and it's not a lot. And if it's turned into glass, it's super stable. It's not going to leak into the water. It's not gonna turn into like the elephant's foot in Chernobyl. It's not going to do anything like that. So
yeah, I think I read somewhere it's like a football field of nuclear energy waste compared to mountains of coal.
Yeah. And I mean, like, we already do this with landfills. Like, we already bury shit underground with landfills. And I mean, I got to tell you, to people that think that recycling is an option when it comes to trash, no. I'm going to ruin recycling for you forever. Guess what happens with recycling? We send it over to China. They put it in the ground. Recycling is not a thing for most trash, except for like aluminum. Aluminum, that one has been handled pretty well. But for most waste, most trash, unfortunately, recycling is it's not a thing in the world now. We like to pretend that it is, but it ends up in a landfill anyway. I'm sorry, I'm definitely going to ruin recycling for everybody. That's the truth. Anyway, so we already put shit in the ground. When it comes to nuclear waste, it's not a lot. We already have Yucca Mountain, right? And Yucca Mountain is nowhere close to being filled, and we could use that. We could use that for centuries. With the technology that we have now, we could use it for centuries. And it would be super safe and whatever. And again, the idea is that you wouldn't have to do it for centuries because you would achieve fusion and then you're good. So, I mean, that's something that people need to keep in mind. That's why I'm a big proponent of nuclear power. Also, people will say that, oh, well, what about, radioactive whatever? Because again, it goes back to the waste thing. What if I told you that one of the most common forms of electricity used right now pumps out radioactive material into the air right now, and they don't get in trouble for it? This is an accepted thing. Pumped radioactive shit into the air right now, super common all over America. What if I told you, to the 1,200 people, what if I told you that right now that is happening? It's called coal-fired power plants. When coal burns, the shit coming out of the top, radioactive. There's radioactive material in that. To people that are scared of radioactive stuff with nuclear power plants, guess what? Coal's been doing it unchecked. Donald Trump is a big proponent of clean coal. There is no such thing as clean coal. No such thing. And so that's why, like, when it comes to my voting habits, when it comes to this particular topic, even if Cole were to say, or I'm not Cole, even if Trump were to say that I'm a big proponent of nuclear, let's do nuclear power. Okay, well, all right. I mean, you're also saying let's do nuclear. You're also saying let's do more oil. You're also saying fuck wind, fuck solar, fuck all the quote unquote green initiatives. Fuck all those. Let's just go back to the dirty old methods, right? And my underlying motivation is to avoid climate change, to stop it, to reverse it. That and I can't get that with Trump. Even if he were to just like rip the Band-Aid off and be like, okay, we're building a fuck ton of nuclear power plants. Guess what? There's going to be coal-fired power plants too. And so, like, I guess, to your point about 0 versus 1, I would say, I mean, yeah, you might get some nuclear power plants, but also how much shit are we breathing in with coal? How many local water supplies are going to be polluted from God knows what, with different power plants not related to nuclear? So that would be my pushback. Do I think that Democrats are good on nuclear power? No, I think that Democrats need to be educated on nuclear power. I think that old school, like, Democrats are stuck in like the 80s, 90s when it comes to their understanding of nuclear power. I think that we need to get to like where we were in the 60s and 70s with nuclear power, because everybody was happy about nuclear power back then. I mean, fuck, Jimmy Carter. I know people love to shit on Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, when he was in the Navy, he was a nuclear engineer. He saved people's lives because he was like one of 10 people on the planet that understood how to fix something with a nuclear reactor. This was up in Canada, I think. And he exposed himself to radiation in the process, but he was a fucking hero. He saved lives, and he was a big proponent of nuclear power because he understood, like, hey, that's how we avoid, like coal and shit. Like, we don't have to burn this shit because, I mean, yeah, you get radioactive stuff with coal. You also get all the other stuff with coal, like just soot in general. Like my family, the people that I come from, I'm in Georgia now, but my family traces up to Kentucky and Virginia and West Virginia, like that part of Appalachia. And they were built on coal. That coal is what fed my mother's immediate family. So my mom and, well, shit, also I guess my biological father, their mouths were fed because of coal mining, because their parents were coal miners. And I know that people, they get like, there's an emotional, sentimental tie to it where they think about coal, they think about coal miners, they think about, America, all that stuff. That's not good, man. It's not good because, I mean, go talk to a coal miner. I mean, there's not a lot of them, but they still exist. Go talk to a coal miner. Like, do you think that they want to do that? Do you think that they want to put their body through that kind of hell and be like done by 50? Because they're a 50-year-old guy is not going to be able to do the demands of a coal miner, right? And not to mention automation, right? The truth is that, I mean, coal, we don't need to do that. We shouldn't do that. And Appalachia, to the people who are employed still related to coal, which again, there aren't a lot of them. I think that the number of jobs, and Matt, you can fact check me on this, I think that the number is less than 100,000 nationwide.
I'm fairly certain that's right.
Yeah, so less than 100,000 nationwide today. But I mean, to those people, I mean, shit, either throw a ton of money at them, let them retire early because they've already sacrificed God knows how much, or give them some type of transition thing where they can move into a different industry, because there's plenty of other electricity related energy or industries or mining industries that they can still do.
It's 30.
Like, I know that Hillary Clinton. Sorry, go ahead.
So I was just gonna say it's 38,000.
38,000 into all of America.
Wow.
38,000. Most towns have populations higher than that. 38,000. Okay. That's, I mean, at that point, we can, the government can foot the bill and say, hey, 38,000 people, here's, I don't know, what, $500,000 each? So that's what, 17 billion? If I did the math on that, I don't know, there are a lot of zeros. All right, cool. We throw that at them. They get to retire for the rest of their lives because their bodies are already fucked beyond belief. Do that. Or something along those lines. I don't know. Because we need to stop coal. We just need to. There is no utility in it. And we need to cut over to nuclear. Donald Trump is all about doing the coal thing. That only keeps us behind. That is only us waxing poetic for a time beforehand, like back in the day, and us doing old school methods of electricity generation. We are so far beyond that. We are so much smarter and so much better than that because we threw enough smart people, enough money, enough like American ingenuity at it that we don't have to do that anymore. It's the equivalent of saying, I want to bring back horse and buggies. We're going to do horse and buggies because that's what the founding fathers did. We're going to be like them. Why though? Have you driven in a car? Like, I like my air conditioning and radio and not having to clean up shit. I like that. Thank you very much. I don't want to have to go back to a fucking horse and buggy. We shouldn't have to, especially because the rest of the world isn't. China is embarrassing us on a regular basis when it comes to nuclear power, when it comes to just technology in general, right? Like the super advanced stuff, yes, the government still got it. That's the spy, CIA, James Bond type shit. But your average, what is available to the public, China is just showing us up. We used to be better. We used to say to a country that was doing that, motherfucker, we are America and we're going to do it better. Like we did that with the Soviet Union. And we could, if we wanted to, do it with China right now, but we're not. Instead, what we're doing is, well, we're just going to make money for rich people and have worse outcomes for everybody else. I don't know, man. Like, we're America. I feel like we can do better.
Yeah, so I feel like we agree on most things. I didn't really disagree with anything you said. I'm not a fan of coal. But can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we agree on that. You're not a fan of coal. And
Yeah.
so it's like a package deal, right? Like Trump is a big fan of coal. And so voting for him, maybe you would get some forward motion on nuclear, but you're also going to get a lot more forward motion on coal.
I would agree with you if there was like some small push for nuclear, like we were still getting some plants, but just at a slow rate. But just like previous to 2023, 2024, it was like a decade of zero nuclear. We were basically just like we had like nothing with like just the licensing is so high, the regulation just takes so long. Like if the regulation was reasonable, wouldn't you think that at least there would be some companies able to build like some SMRs, or it's like nothing. So I think just with SMRs coming with our just like small localized ones, they're helping Oklo develop those, which it's gonna make it so that instead of huge plants that are gonna cost like billions, super high upfront cost, it's gonna be small localized plants, which are gonna be like the future of just like data centers or cities and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just see that as a better alternative than, sure, you go with some solar and less coal, but the solar is going to take so long.
I mean, I agree with you on solar taking a while, but I guess my point is that coal is so bad that even if you were to get like a little bit of movement on nuclear, because it's not like, I mean, I don't see Donald Trump talking about breeder reactors, which that is the cutting edge. That's where we need to be. Yeah, he's talking, or I guess people within the Trump admin bring up SMRs. They bring up SMRs because of exactly what you said, data centers. And I mean, data centers will happily say fuck SMRs and just hook into the grid and do coal instead. They're doing that right now in Memphis, in Tennessee. Elon Musk bought up, I don't know, like some land and has a data center dedicated to whatever the fuck. And it's polluting Memphis. There's like, it's destroying Memphis. We're talking like Flint, Michigan level destruction in the form of pollution because of what they're doing. And that's because there's no oversight. Like the regulation is gone, and that's the argument for regulation, which is to say, well, if a company is allowed to pour mystery goop into the local water supply, they will. If it means that they save money, they will. And Elon Musk is a testament to that. You'd say, well, he's the richest guy on the planet. Why would he care if he has to spend more money to do it? Because it's all about the bottom line. Because you're right, he's the richest guy on the planet, but he's still polluting Memphis. So that's why, when it comes to Trump, obviously just on the energy thing, I mean, Trump literally says climate change is a hoax, which is fucking insane. So I'm not going to support him on that, right? As far as his views on nuclear, his motivations are for the wrong reasons. But again, even if I were to give you that we could see some movement on nuclear, we're also seeing, taking 10 steps back when it comes to the rest of energy, right? And that's my issue. Not to mention everything else with Trump, right? Because I'm not a single issue guy, right? So yes, nuclear is extremely important to me. It is not my end all be all, right? I would gladly put Bernie Sanders in the White House if Bernie Sanders was I do not want nuclear. Nuclear power is Chernobyl. It's fucking scary. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do nuclear because of the billionaires. We are going to do Medicare for all. We're going to do half-ass solar. We're going to do hydroelectric. I would tolerate that because of everything else that I get with Bernie, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I think I agree with most of your stuff. For me, it's just my core issue because I think, I don't know, energy just fuels the nation. It's like the base, the center point of the nation. So even though I could disagree with most of his rhetoric and most of his ideals, at the end of the day, if he gets SMRs built by 2028, which is the deadline right now, before he gets out of office, and subsidizes Oklo, then I don't know. I just see that as better than as taking a step back. And because at the end of the day, the energy is still going to come from coal, whether somebody regulates it a little bit more or a little bit less. It's still going to, we still need energy. I can't just stop coal.
I mean, in the super immediate term, you might be right. In the, I don't know, 3 to 5 year term, I don't see a reason why we couldn't replace coal, because coal is what's referred to as I always forget the term. There's base power, and then there's this other type of power, and I think it's like peak power or demand power. Basically, like, base power is nuclear, hydroelectric, and something else. Basically, makes a shit ton of energy, but it can't just be turned on and off at will, right? Like, you can't just turn off a nuclear reactor on just immediately and it just completely stop, right? It's still it takes a little bit to wind down and wind up, right? And then you've got the other type of power, which coal is one of them, where you can stop a coal-fired power plant real fast. Like, you just stop burning it. That's it. And so that is used in a situation when you need more energy, when demand just throughout the day, there are ebbs and flows. Coal is used in situations where, okay, hey, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday, everybody's at home cooking or watching TV or whatever the fuck, so higher demands on energy, you just boom, okay, well, light more coal on fire, the end. So it is used in that regard. We could easily put something else there. We couldn't do it overnight. We could do it in a relatively short period of time, I believe. And I mean, to your point about this is your main issue. Again, I get it. Like, I get wanting nuclear. I'm, again, like, I think you can tell, huge fan of it, but I'm not so much of a fan of it that I'm willing to tolerate the baggage that comes with Trump, right?
Yeah, I understand.
I think that really all that it takes to convert some Democrats is the right people to just sit down with them and explain it. I mean, maybe I'm pretty arrogant on this. I'm pretty sure I could convert just about anybody when it comes to nuclear power in, you know, a few hours. So really, I
just
guess
don't get
like
why they're not for it though. Like, why aren't they for it? Why aren't they for it?
Why aren't Democrats for it? It's because of what I had said earlier, where, you know, we're talking about, if you think about America, when people hear nuclear power in America, they think about 3 Mile Island, they think about Chernobyl, they think about Fukushima, right? And I mean, with Fukushima especially, I tell people that power plant went online in the 70s. And it didn't melt down until a whole fucking tsunami and an earthquake hit it. Like, that's how stable it was, right? Still melted down, right? To be clear, there have been studies on this since Fukushima. That was in 2011. Cancer rates in that area, there have been, I think, less than 10 deaths related to Fukushima. Because Japan has been studying this very closely, obviously. And there have been basically very, very, very few deaths related to it. If you compare that to how many deaths are tied to coal-fired power plants, just living around them, not even working in them, not anything, how many deaths in a community can be tied to coal-fired power plants? It's crazy. It's tens of thousands. That is a normal thing in America, and we just don't hear about it because fossil fuel industry, right? Now, when it comes to oil, that's a whole other discussion. I don't think that we're going to get off oil for a lot of reasons, and it's not because I'm not like some idealist when it comes to oil. That is a much longer project. I don't have a problem with oil. I do have many, 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 many problems with coal. And yeah, I think that really Democrats, especially. I mean, I'm biased here. I feel like Democrats tend to be open to different ideas or new technology. They tend to be more, I guess. I'm trying to think of a way of saying this without sounding like an asshole. They're willing to embrace different things, whereas I think that conservatives broadly are not. They are, you know, averse to change. Democrats tend to be fine with change. They just need it explained to them. And I mean, that's why I think I would much rather take Bernie, get all the benefits of Bernie, and then him not being great on nuclear. I feel like, you know, all right, well, we can probably move him on that. Or we can move some Democrats in the Senate and the House on that. We can do that. Or we can put together campaigns to target people who vote for Democrats and be like, hey, nuclear is not what it was back in the day. I think that a lot of Democrats, there was a lot of propaganda around nuclear power in the 80s and 90s. Like I had mentioned, you know, the two, like TMI, Chernobyl, also Captain Planet. I know that sounds dumb. Yeah, that was a cartoon in the 90s. Also, all right, that was a cartoon in the 90s. Guess where the people in the 90s are now? They're adults. They're me. I'm 32. I'm about to be 33. And so you grew up on Captain Planet. There's a lot of like stuff in Captain Planet about, you know, toxic sludge, nuclear glowing green, whatever shit. So I think that that's just one of those things that over time you're primed to think about that when you think of nuclear power.
Yeah, well, I just hope that, you know, they do start leaning more towards it, unlike Germany that just completely phased it out.
I agree. Yeah, Germany fucked up hard. Germany fucked up massively. For people that don't know, Germany very recently got rid of all of their nuclear power plants. They completed a project that took 20 years, and they have phased out all of their nuclear power plants, guess what? Germany still has the demand for electricity. They don't have the supply for it. So now what they're doing is burning natural gas and depending even more on Russian oil. And that puts them in a bad spot. Like the idea was, hey, we're going to save the planet. Are you saving the planet by burning natural gas? I don't think so.
Negative.
And then, like, if people are like, fuck the environment, I don't care, I'm going to be dead in 20 years. Okay, fine. You don't have to look at it from that angle. Look at it from the business angle. Guess what also needs electricity? Industry. Guess what is leaving Germany? Industry. Why? Because electricity costs too much money now. It costs too much to do it in Germany now. And so where are they going? They're going to France. Why? Because France has nuclear power. And the same thing is true elsewhere. If electricity is cheap, well, hey, that means that other industries can thrive, right? But if electricity is expensive, now all of a sudden it's not as easy to do X, Y, and Z. And so Germany over the next 10 years their economy is going to suffer. It's absolutely going to suffer, and it's because they got rid of nuclear power. There are these like, second and third order effects that happen from these decisions.
Yeah, so that's why it scares me whenever I see people like Gavin Newsom just trying to completely phase out nuclear power and only keeping it because it's pretty much reliant on it. I'm scared we're just gonna end up like Germany.
Yeah, and my rebuttal to that is, number one, I'm not a fan of Gavin Newsom, but I feel like, again, Gavin Newsom, is he a establishment, pretty moderate Democrat? He's very, I guess, classic middle of the road, whatever Democrat. Yes, very much. Do I think that he's stupid? No, he is not stupid. And because he's not stupid, I feel like having something explained to him from whatever angle he needs, from an economic angle, from a environment tree hugging angle, from a strategic, like, geopolitics angle, I feel like it just takes the right person to sit down with someone and explain it to them, and then they'll be converted. Because, I mean, especially if they're intelligent, I feel like that's all that's needed. So, again, not a fan of Newsom, but I feel like I could, or not me personally, but I feel like he could be converted on that. But, you take people like, I don't know, low information voter in, whether it's Ohio, West Virginia, something like that, and you try to say, well, actually, look, coal is bad. Well, all of a sudden you are public enemy number one. You are, oh no, fuck you. You hate America. Well, all right, never mind.
All right, well, it was a good call. I gotta go. I think we agree on most things, though.
All right, man. Well, have a good night.
Good night.
All right.
I feel like I talked his ear off just then.
You might have, but I don't know. He seemed receptive, quite frankly. So you know what? That's okay. He seemed receptive. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
It is just about 2. I think rather than trying to get involved in another conversation, we'll probably wrap things up here. Do a couple of things. Guys, we got close to 200 people over on the tube. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Subscribe to Nemo. His link is right down in the description. Guys, if you're over here on TikTok and you're not subscribed to both of us, why? Do it. You need to be. It might come a day when that's the only place that that it's at. So, make sure that you're subscribed to both of us. Make sure you're following both of us, both main accounts and backup accounts. This is my main and my backup. That's Nemo's main. He was on his backup earlier, but click through, follow all of his backups. We mentioned the Discord links in both of our in our bios, link trees. You can get the Discord. You can get our pay apps in our bios. Same thing over in the description on the YouTube. You can click down there. We appreciate all of the additional support that you offered all throughout the live. All of the gifts you guys offered, everything. You guys are very supportive. Absolutely, I'm your real dad, Erika. Fuck right off with that. Yeah, it's been a interesting night. Some interesting folks we talked to. Now we should see where we should end up. I see Joey is live. We could send some people over to Joey. Should we send some folks to Joey?
Yeah, let's do Joey. I do have a couple that I need to read off before we do that.
Of course, please.
So, NR, thank you for the PayPal. You said, thanks, Nemo. I saw this and thought of you. If link doesn't work, the title is Grand Plattner talks with three-time Trump voter. So I've pulled up that video. I'm going to watch it. And I'll see if we can try and play it tomorrow, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of good stuff in there. It's just, I know TikTok is weird about that, but I feel like we could probably figure out something.
Let's try to play it tomorrow for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Redacted, thank you for the Venmo. You said, when the energy required to contain fusion make it physically impossible. So that's one of those things, right? Is we have gotten closer and closer when it comes to fusion. There's still plenty of hurdles when it comes to figuring out how to maintain it, but we have also figured out. Like it's a marathon, not a sprint. We have overcome a lot of obstacles in the way of figuring it out. We're still a ways away. It's not going to happen tomorrow. The joke is that we've been 10 years away from fusion for 50 years. It's going to take some time, but when you pour money into it and you pour really fucking smart people into it, eventually you get there. And so that's a long-term goal. That would be like a lifetime goal.
I see you guys about Joey. Actually, there's someone else that I would like for a first time. Someone else that just started following and has been just started following that I'd like to head to for the first time. And I'm gonna put his at it's just a Bill. And I've watched him a couple of times. I really like him. He's been up with Queen V a couple of times. Let's give him a raid. I know that a lot of you guys are probably going to end up maybe later on with Danielle, and Nemo will probably end up there later. I understand that. Let's give Bill a raid. He's a good dude, and yeah, he's good stuff. Let's give him let's throw him. We've never gone over there. And then let's say hi. Let's give him a raid, and then but make sure that you're following Nemo, like I said, on all of his accounts. And if you're in the Discord, you'll get an announcement usually when he goes live. And so if he shows up there later to yell at John Stone or Hoodlum or some bullshit like that, you'll get a chance to go along with it. All right, we'll be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern time. You good? You got any others?
Yeah, no, that's it.
All right, friend. All right, guys. Yeah, just Bill CHI, because I believe he's in Chicago.